Look at this amazing audience. Welcome, Normal America Show host robnoerr. Oh, I got a good show today. All the other shows, but tonight's show, we're going to be doing a little celebrating. This is a show for optimism. Now, I'll be honest, it's going to be like a bipolar show. We'll see. It depends on how far we get into what I'm talking about, etc., etc. We shall see. But the first half of the show, at least, is going to be a celebration, baby. America! We're the best. Everyone else sucks. Yeah! For all of my friends out there that watch and they're from Canada or some other country, sorry. This show's about America, baby. The best. But you could also enjoy it because, you see, what America represents now is sort of the last best chance we have to fight against sort of the globalists and their front of their left-wing progressive garbage cultural Marxist ideas. So you could all cheer on America in that front. And there's also some stories. We just got some pure optimism. As much as the show is about optimism today, and it's really about optimism. It's also about taking on the haters. We're gonna be talking about the haters some tonight. But man, there's a lot of good stuff going on, and a lot of haters out there. Look at that, Wade Boggs already getting it started big. Of course. And I just, in general, in addition to all the positive stuff that we have to talk to tonight about America and about wokeness sucking, I had some personal stuff in my life that's very optimistic. So I'm having a good old time. A very, very great day. It's really been a tremendous day. So I hope you'll join me and having some good spirited fun. Let me just be honest. If you're of the following groups, you might get pissed off tonight. Trans, black, Canadian, Mexican, and a bunch of other people. Just in general, women not going to be happy with tonight's show. But forgive me if you're in one of those groups and you normally like me. Give me, oh, that's right. My wife knows. Yes, my son now hates the dirty commies. Ha! Yeah! Eat that, world! 5 years old and he already knows the commies suck. I'm down probably, I don't know. I think I'm down to like 245 pounds. My highest is 330, so I'd like to get down to 200 pounds. Hopefully by the end of the year. That would be nice. But anyways, we're not here to talk about my failed weight loss. Or it's doing all right. We're here to celebrate, baby. Yeah! So don't get pissed off if you're black, a woman, maybe someone with Tourette's. Maybe you'll get upset tonight. I don't think so. We're defending my Tourette's brothers tonight. Yeah! Alcoholics. Tonight's your night, baby. We're defending alcoholism. Yeah! How about that? We don't give a shit. We'll defend it. All the fucking pearl clutchers, you're going to be mad tonight? That's okay. So kick back, relax. And then, of course, the back half of the show is some of the most vile shit I've ever talked about. If I get to that. I don't know. We'll see how the front half goes. So, weird day. Yeah, it's alcoholism. Hurrah! Yes. But for me, it was a fantastic week. So I took my son to see Disney on Ice, me and my wife. And I have to say, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I as an adult, I mean, obviously the majority of my enjoyment is my son really enjoyed it. But as an adult, I thought it was pretty damn good, if I'm honest. We had very good seats. So you can see we're right on the ice. So you can see them going around. It was great. My son was very impressed. Now, I didn't know what to expect. I thought it would be a lot of like Mickey Mouse and stuff. It turns out it wasn't so much that. I mean, Mickey was there and Donald and Minnie and Daisy and Goofy. Maybe not Daisy. No, just Goofy. Donald, Goofy, Mickey, and Minnie. But most of it was like the movies. So like Toy Story or Lion King, or Moana, or Frozen, or Mary Poppins. And so it was just like, oh, we're on a road trip. And then the characters would come out for the one movie and do a couple of the songs. They were lip syncing, I think. But it was very good. He did not call the Disney people commies, no. He was very much into it. And it is an impressive display of like acrobatics and skating. Like they got the stuff will come down from the ceiling where like they have acrobats that are hanging on the bars and they're spinning around. And you kind of, spoiler alert, sorry. You kind of can't, if you're a kid especially, you don't really notice the wire, so it kind of looks like they're flying. Pretty cool. Yeah, I didn't see Nina Jankowicz there, no. But I will take that Yingling. Now, let's talk about the negatives on Disney on Ice first. So they're playing like the classic songs and stuff. And most of the characters they have, if it's a non-human character, they have like an outfit, So like Olaf from Frozen, he comes out. It's like but the human characters, they just have actors and actresses playing. And they were all very good. But the one downside I had was when they did Aladdin, they did the Will Smith version, which kind of sucks. Because all the other songs, it was like the songs from the movie. And I have not watched the live-action Aladdin, but I'm a big fan of the original Aladdin. When I was in school, my brother was a little younger than me, and we used to watch, it just so happened, I guess it was probably Disney Channel, I don't know. But like at 7 a.m., there was an Aladdin cartoon, like a TV show. So they made the movie and then a couple sequels, but then they also made a TV show. We used to watch it all the time. Yeah, Aladdin's the genie. And it's like, the Robin Williams he's iconic as the genie, right? You can't even imagine anyone put him. I told my wife, the only person that has like that sort of manic energy close to Robin Williams would have been like maybe Jim Carrey, but that would be too similar. I guess if you're going to remake the movie, you're not doing it with just a lesser version of what you're trying. So it was Will Smith. So, but they had a guy out there playing, Aladdin skating or the genie, and he was good. But that was it. That was the only part of the show I was like, and it wasn't intolerable. It's just like, if you're trying to share something with your kid, like, oh yeah, I remember, the old Lion King song. You want it to be the version you remember, not from the new movie with different words or shit, So there's that. Now here's some positives. First, I was a big fan of the Lion King. I thought it was the best exhibit. Act. Let's go with act. It was cool. They had like people dressed up like the animals and stuff. It was pretty cool. And when you were sitting like close to the ice, they would come off the ice and like, wave to the kids and stuff. So Hank was having a blast. He loved it. But here's what now I warn you, this may come off sounding like I'm a homosexual, but I do not mean it that way. I'm very straight and very married, very happy with my wife. Okay? I think the tickets, depending on where you sat, was somewhere between like $60 and $150. Ours were a little more expensive, but we wanted to be close to the floor. So here we go. So the guy okay, I'm going to spoil a little of the Lion King movie if you've never seen it. So the movie, The Lion King, it starts off that the main character, Simba, is a cub, and then some bad stuff happens, and he gets exiled, and then he comes back as like a young adult, and he fights a villain. There, that's the best I can explain it without spoiling. So, in the act, the Disney on Ice, they have Simba's a cub. Obviously, it's an adult skating, but he's dressed like a cub. And then a new Simba comes out, and he's the adult Simba. And the adult Simba was a big man for an ice skater. Like, he looked like an NHL defenseman. Like, he's fucking, like, he wasn't fat, but he was tall, and he was like, all the other, like, male acts, they're like what you would expect a figure skater to look like, sort of a little shorter, but thin, and I'm sure they're strong, you know? But this guy was like, he looked like, yeah, you could see him playing linebacker. He's a big dude. And he's like, you know, the fucking chick that was Nala, who's like his love interest, he's throwing her around like a rag doll. At one point, he like grabs her by the ankles, and he's fucking like swinging her. So her head's like this close to the ice, and he's just like whoosh, whoosh, like swinging her way up in the air and then real close to the ice. And I thought for sure it was like going to be the most insane wrestling finisher I've ever seen. That he was just going to like bam, just like, you know, whirlwind her around 4 times and just like. Poof. But no, yes, that's villain got it. My wife, the beard, finally paying off for me. But I told my wife, like, again, when they're skating around, when they would get close to you, they're like maybe 5 feet away. Now, I don't know much. I played football. I also did some questionable extracurriculars. Like, I was in band. I was in marching band. I did jazz band for like a hot minute. Like 1 month, they needed someone, so I did that. I was on the chess team, which we only like competed twice. I did like this environmental challenge thing we did. But I did a shitload of just extracurriculars to get out of school. Football. I announced basketball games. I wrestled for a while. I stopped in like 8th grade. Anyways, I was also in choir, and I was in show choir. And, you know, I was in those activities, but I also made fun of them, you know. We didn't have any male cheerleaders, but that's something we would have all made fun of. And I joined show choir primarily because my friend that joined it with me liked the girl that was in it, and so we joined in hopes that he would, like, it didn't work out for my friend and this girl. Anyways, then I wanted to quit, and my dad was like, bullshit, you joined something, you stick it out. So there I was. I ended up in show choir for 1 year. Yeah, fuck all you. I should have became a lefty. I don't know what the hell happened. But you guys get it, right? You pick on him. You know? Yeah, and then James Not Jimmy nails it. It's like the male cheerleader thing. Yeah, it's sort of gay, but they're also touching out the ass and not getting in trouble. I'm telling you right now, like when I saw male Simba, adult Simba, grabbing this fucking chick and just like it was like a fucking like a video game. Just throwing her around and like crazy shit. And I'm telling you right now, when they got close and you could see them, like, I don't know that I've ever seen a woman look at a guy like that. Like, I'm just saying, I'm pretty confident if Simba wanted to, he was going to have a fun night with Nala that night. Just saying. And I'm pretty sure he would have had his, you know, pick of the litter if he wanted with any of the lady skaters around there. Pretty good. Oh, Jake Rattlesnake rating is right at the greatest time. We're talking about male figure skaters getting a lot of ass. I could see Jake Rattlesnake as a male figure skater. I'm not so sure about the getting a lot of chicks part. But, yeah, it was male Simba at Disney on Ice. Or adults. Why do I keep saying male Simba? Maybe I am telling on myself. Adult Simba was... I'm just saying, man. This guy was built like a fucking linebacker, and you could see all the chicks were like... They were into it. Because these chicks... I mean, I would guess it's part of the... What would make you a good female figure skater to be small. And have a small... Just like a cheerleader, right? Because when you're doing the, like, couples routine, you're throwing people around and shit. And so imagine these, like, you know, 5'4" figure skater chicks. And this fucking dude, he's got this lion paint on. He had to be 220. He's like 6'3". Just fucking big as shit. Dressed up like a goofy lion. Oh, thank you, Jake. But yeah, there you go. Maybe we could get Jake in the figure skater business. Be a good way to meet some ladies for him. I'm already married, or I would do it. Clearly, I have the form for figure skating, I think. You know. But there you go. If you go to Disney on Ice anytime soon, look out for that male Simba. Fucking hold your chick close. That's all I'm saying. That guy was fucking crushing it. Just saying. Yeah, he had to wear goofy fucking lion makeup, but, you know, come on. I'll say this, you guys could all shit on it, and you guys could all be like, oh, Disney's fucking woke and shit, and blah, blah, blah. And all true. My son had a fucking blast. He loved it. And I'm going to try to, like, the next event we're going to do, so the events we've been to it's where the Pittsburgh Penguins play. It's PPG Arena. So the events we've been there was a hockey game. He liked that. And then we went to Monster Jam, Monster Trucks, that was in the same arena. That was fun. And then we did Disney on Ice. Before Hank was born, we went and saw Trans-Siberian Orchestra, which is fucking great. It's basically some of the members of the old 80s band Savatage, and they're playing like Christmas jams. And it's like straight up like 80s metal schlock, you know, where they're like, fucking, they'll be on like a big platform that raises up, just fucking fire shooting out. It's great. It's a great show. So I'm very excited. I told Hank I want to take him to that. So I can't wait when we get closer to next winter, you know, probably get closer to December. I'm going to take Hank to see Trans-Siberian Orchestra. So can't wait. I think he'll love that. But I am a big fan that he liked this show as much as we took him to see the Wild Kratts in person. He loved that too. So he likes going to like shows like that. So they did play Hall of the Mountain King. Of course. Great show though. I had a blast at Trans-Siberian Orchestra. So anyways, that was my weekend. I had a lot of fun. Now, if you're just joining from Jake's stream, first off, if you're not an American, this might not be the stream for you because we're going to celebrate America. Bam! Number one, motherfuckers. But a lot of that's going to be celebrating the destruction of wokeness. So if you are black, if you have Tourette's, if you're a woman, if you're Mexican, if you're gay, if you're trans, who else? If you're Canadian, but I repeat myself, you may not enjoy tonight's show. But hey, fuck it. You stay with us and fucking, you know, just get pissy. That's fine too. I don't plan on attacking Australia, but you never know. Just Jake specifically. You know, so let's read some super chats and we're gonna get in. I'm gonna talk about the second half of my weekend, but it's gonna be a fun show. And we're gonna talk about the importance of having fun. Bandit, $2 says securing first and number one. Like America, baby. Left-handed assassin, $5 says, Rob, what do you think about Pete Hegseth Christian nationalism Pentagon controversy thing? I don't know. I haven't heard that. All I saw with Hegseth all weekend was, did he really lift 350 pounds? Yes, you dumb shits. Do you really think like actual military guys sat there and watched this guy lift fake weights and celebrated him? They don't give a shit. They would have ratted him out. So yes, I believe Hegseth lifted that weight. The Great Wade Boggs, $100 says securing the first whip song. Thank you. We'll get to it at the end of the night. As always, thank you, Wade. Flat X, $5 says Yingling Fund. No sign of Nina Jankovic. Nope. They must have kept her under lock and key at Disney there. Dart Salvation, $10 says Lion King is just Hamlet. I had read that there is a actual like Japanese cartoon that the Lion King was directly ripped from. It's called like The White Lion. I think I watched a YouTube documentary on it once. Mrs. D, member 5 months, says Rattle Raid. Mrs. Nor's the best. Boom, roasted. Probably true. Leah Bobia. Thanks for being a member. I got it finally. And Christopher Scott, thank you for the $5. Second half of my week, and here's where we get the show started. We stayed at our friend's house out in Pittsburgh, and we got up early Sunday morning because, yes, the United States was playing Canada in the gold medal game of hockey, and basically the only event that means shit all in the Winter Olympics. Now, I'll listen to talk about curling. Curling's fun and interesting, but Hockey, man. Hockey, it's the best. Now, in my opinion, hockey is my favorite sport to watch a game of. It's the best to watch a game of at home, and it's the best by far live. Nothing beats going to a hockey game live. It's just the best. Compared to football, I don't mind American football. I don't watch much anymore, but football, if you like watching football on television, it fucking sucks in real life. First off, you're in the north, it's always fucking cold because that's when football season is. And then you realize football is basically a game where there's like a 3-second play and then there's a 45-second downtime. When you're at home, you keep seeing the replays and the commentators. But when you're at the game, it's like, In fairness, I've never been to MMA. So, I've been wrestling. Not just, I've been to like actual college wrestling. But I've never been to boxing or MMA. So, baseball used to be my favorite season because there's like 162 games. That means there's a game every night, basically, of your favorite team. And I also used to like listening to baseball on the radio. That doesn't work as well with hockey, though there are some fantastic announcers that do very well with hockey. By the way, hockey announcers, the best announcers as well. Because not only is it fast-paced, but there's always a bunch of weird foreign names, so you got to be on your toes. That's it, man. Hockey, it's the shit. It's the best, and hockey fans are the best. They're the best at shit talking. They're the most knowledgeable of their sport. Of the big four sports in the United States? By the way, this was a discussion I had with a friend of mine. What do you think? You got baseball, football, hockey, and basketball. Which of those four would you say the average fan base is like the most knowledgeable? And which of them would you say is the least knowledgeable? I think hockey fans are the most knowledgeable. Like, they could actually tell you about what's going on in the game, and they have commentary and even criticisms that make sense. For me, though, I think running away, yeah, that's right. The NBA fans, I don't know. I've never, argued with people about NBA, but my gosh, my friend showed me, he's like, dude, just go look at, ESPN message boards of the NBA. It's fucking brutal. Baseball would be very knowledgeable as well, But, anyways, we wake up and, spoiler alert, USA wins, baby, 2-1. Canada outplayed the shit out of them in the second and third periods, but Hellebuck, the U.S. goalie, was outstanding. I think he faced 47 shots and only gave up 1 goal. Truly amazing. And the American hockey team is just the most lovable fucking Americans ever. And I'm going to explain a little here why, in my own layman way. You see, hockey's already basically the most conservative sport of the big four in the United States. So you see the least amount of woke shit there. NFL and basketball, very woke. Very, baseball somewhat, not as much. But hockey. And hockey players, they're fucking weird. They're psychotic in a good way. So in most sports, you'd be sensibly approaching it as a business. I hurt my ankle. Well, I could go out there and still play to help my team, but I risk injuring myself long term and it could cost me a contract. I'll sit this one out. Basketball's the worst for that. Hockey, it'd be what's that? My ankle's halfway severed. Tape that shit up. Let's go. I gotta be out there in 5 minutes. They're fucking nuts. They wear it as a badge of honor. If you get fucked up, if your face is all bleeding and shit, you're just do it. I remember watching, who was it? Max Talbot. I was watching, as a Penguins fan, on the bench, the one playoff series, just fucking ripping his teeth out. In the 3 minutes he got to sit in the bench before he got back out. Fuck this. I don't need these fucking teeth. Yeah, let's go. Just truly amazing, shit. And they take it as a point of pride. It's the only sport where you can just throw fisticuffs. It's part of the game. And they really do. They take it fuck you, we're the toughest. We could get hurt. We have a brutal season. 80 something games. It's fucking crazy. And it's absolutely insane. I mean, they could be skating, 20 mile an hour and fucking, some 200 something pound man slams into you as hard as he can at 20 mile an hour. It's fucking insane, man. Be like a car wreck. And, so, I mean, it's a man's sport, and it happens to be more conservative. And listen, just if you look demographically, the demographics of hockey or people that's demographics tend to be more conservative and less woke. Now, I secretly think that a lot of, some of the NBA dudes were pretty fucking based. Like Kyrie Irving, during the whole COVID thing, was like, nah, fuck you. Rip up my contract, then I ain't getting the vaccine. Based. Get him, Kyrie. So I think you see some of that, but hockey seems to be, in my opinion, the best sport. And then you think of the identity of USA hockey. So everybody knows the famous 1980 Miracle on Ice game, which you may not know if you just casually watch. There's a movie called Miracle, Kurt Russell's in it. It's about the 1980s U.S. men's hockey team that wins the gold over the Soviet team. And the Soviet team was hands down on paper a better team. It was the best team in the world. What some people may forget, maybe only 5% of you, the Soviets were allowed to have professional players. So players that played hockey professionally were allowed to play for the Soviet team in the Olympics. But all the other countries, at least most of the countries, their professionals weren't allowed to play. 1984, whatever. I ain't reading no book. Go fuck yourself. Anywho. Basketball used to be like that as well. That's why the dream team in basketball was such a big deal. For years and years, it was America struggled because they basically just had college kids playing. And then once it was well, okay, we're going to allow our professionals to play like the Soviets do. Then it was a different game. Right now, all of a sudden, it's basketball wasn't even close. Hockey, there's more of an international flavor. So if the men's hockey team, yeah, look at that. Fuck you. My wife says you're wrong. Look at that. Where's this big man at? Who said 1984? You're wrong, buddy. We're going to call you out by name, too. We're not fucking around. Where you at? Told me to read a book. You fucking loser. First off, you're wrong about what year it was. And second off, how dare you tell me to read a book? Commie! You fucking loser. Anyways. So. That's right. I ain't reading shit. That's right. U.S. hockey hasn't won gold since 80. And there is definitely a chip on their shoulder over that. Imagine this. The NHL, primarily cities in the United States, though obviously there's Canadian cities, but very rarely does the United States, in fact, I would say never, have the best players in the NHL. There are some very good Americans, but normally, going back to Gretzky, then Lemieux, and then, Crosby, Ovechkin, Connor McDavid. Now, it's always foreign people, primarily Canadians. And the Canadians dominate. It's their sport. Makes sense. So the U.S., for the past 20 years or so, sort of had a chip on their shoulder. Fuck you. We get treated like second-class players in our own fucking country, in our own professional league. Fuck you. And this particular U.S. team, well, okay, let me backtrack. There was a Four Nations, which was 4 countries in the United States, Canada, and a couple other countries. Was it Finland? And I don't know. That had a series, and that's where, if you paid attention, they booed the U.S. national anthem. The Canadians did. So the Americans led by the Kachuk brothers, these two brothers whose dad, Keith Kachuk, like some 20 years ago, won a silver medal. So he has these two sons that are now both on the American team. They're both very good players. They decided, fuck you. You want to boo the American national anthem? And they just dropped the gloves, start beating the shit out of the other team, right? They end up losing in fucking overtime, so they lost the Four Nations. But that's sort of the mentality. These Americans, it meant a lot to them. And then you got the Kachucks, you got, oh shit, who else? You got Jack Eichel's on the team, Jake Gensel, Hughes brothers. Anyone else? Austin Matthews. But Quinn Hughes and Jack Hughes, and then the Kachuk brothers. And so it's a solid team. It's a fucking solid team. And so they win, and it's just fucking iconic. And they're super like, yeah, America, fuck yeah. And, you know, if you didn't see the game, just to give you, like, quite possibly, you know, one of the most iconic fucking pro-America pictures of all time. Jack Hughes gets a high stick in the second or third period. Gets 4 minute. The opponents get a 4-minute penalty because it draws blood. Of course, Jack Hughes back out on the ice next shift. Doesn't give a fuck. He scores the game-winning goal. This is his picture after the game. Missing his fucking teeth. Draped in the American flag. Oh, Hellebuck, of course. He was the MVP. It should have been the MVP. It's fucking great. I mean, that's it, man. That's right up there with Trump after getting shot at with blood coming down his face. For a different reason, obviously. That's fucking, that's it right there, man. That's America. Then they go out and get shit-faced. And fucking hammered. Great. They're in the locker room. They're getting hammered. Bill Guerin, one of my favorite players, he used to play for the Penguins. He's holding a couple of beers, fucking slamming beers back. They're listening to Toby Keith. We'll stick a boot up your ass. It's the American way. Freebird. Fucking Freebird guitar solo going nuts. Fuck it. We love America. They say, yeah, fuck yeah, we love America. Kash Patel. For some reason, he's there. He don't do much anyways in his role in the FBI. Might as well fucking celebrate with the American team. There he is. There he is. He fucking, you know, yeah, Kash Patel's there. Trump calls in. So, you guys are the best. Yeah, you're fucking right. We're the best. Yeah, we're inviting you to the State of the Union. Yeah, fuck yeah. I guess I'll have to invite the women too. Ha ha. A grand old day for men playing a man's sport. Fucking America, baby. America. And fuck you if you don't like it. Fuck you. Fuck you, you piece of shit. That's what I say to you. And that's the theme for tonight. If you take nothing away from the show other than this tonight, this shit, albeit in a small way, matters. Fuck these doom pill, ooh, you watch the sports ball people. Fuck you. Fuck you. For real. What brings us together as a country? I don't know anymore. I talk about fucking doom and gloom depressing shit on an almost nightly basis on this channel. I try to have a smile on my face, have positive energy about it. I do. But we talked about this the other day, and we were talking about sports and what have, and it's like, you know, I get it. In the grand scheme of things, yeah, it's stupid. Yeah, it's a distraction. But you mean to tell me there are people out there that don't engage in stupid distractions? How many people that make fun of, oh, you watch sports? How many of them play video games? Or big television or movie fans? I don't know. I watched for fucking 3 hours the game and some of the after game. You know what I thought of? I thought this fucking reminds me of like what it was like growing up watching sports with my dad. This reminds me of when fucking unabashedly, almost to an absurd cringe level, people were patriotic in this country. And I fucking miss that. You know, things go in cycles. And when it comes to like entertainment, I remember having big arguments when I was like a senior in high school. I remember going to this party. I guess that would have been my first year in college, but we were drinking and we were arguing who your favorite DC comic book hero was. And I was Batman. I still like Batman, don't get me wrong. And I was arguing with this guy that was like, oh no, Superman's the best. And this wasn't a who would win in a fight, hypothetical. This was like, which one entertains you more? Which one do you like more? And I like Batman because the ingenuity and he was human and he seemed a little more realistic. But as I get older, I'm tired of the fucking anti-hero. I'm tired of everything. Oh, there's really no good guys and bad guys. Yeah, fuck that. Fuck that. Yes and no. I understand life's complicated. But sometimes when I want a story to just be entertained by, I just want to be able to say like, yeah, that's good and I'm rooting for it. And fuck you if you're not on that side. Fuck you. I don't want you to lose your job. I don't want you to go fucking bankrupt. I don't want you to hurt yourself, but fuck you, Canada. Fuck you. And fuck all the haters in the United States or anywhere else that doesn't like this team or thinks that it's stupid to cheer for the team. Go fuck yourself. How about that? Just go fuck yourself. That's my answer to you. I like that moment. I liked watching it. I like hockey, and I like watching fucking America win, and a bunch of guys win and say we did this for our fucking country because our parents love this country and we love this country, and fuck all the haters. That's how I feel. And I'm not going to pretend to be ashamed about it. And I don't give a fuck if some red pill guy wants to come on and be like, oh, that's why you fucking fat down shape, blah, blah, blah. It's all about fucking maxing your results, and you're never going to get 3 Bugattis. Then fine, fuck it. I don't care. Sometimes simple's better. Guys love the country, bust their ass off, beat a team that's probably more talented, blood on the ice, missing a fucking tooth, having a beer, American flag wrapped around them. Fuck you. Great. Sounds great to me. Fuck them. That's how I feel. If Canada would have won, and they were like, yeah, fuck you, US, I'd have been like, touche. I'd have been like, well, I mean, our poorest state still has a higher per capita than your entire country, but, I just don't care anymore. I like that. And I started to think about it. It's like, what a good fucking weekend. I had a lot of fun with my family at the Disney on Ice thing. But Saturday, I put a post up on X, and rarely do my X posts get any traction. For whatever reason, this one got traction. So let me see if I can find this. My post. Oh, look at that, 3,000 likes. And this goes along with this. Another great man, a great American. Shia LaBeouf is an American hero. A call back to the carefree shenanigans of rock and roll. In a world of trigger warnings and virtue signaling, he stands tall, partying his ass off, fighting with the LGBT crew. Perhaps he'll go too far. Oftentimes, a great flame burns out quickly. But I'm rooting for him. May his rampage continue. Now, if you missed it, Shia LaBeouf gets shit-faced at Mardi Gras, goes into a bar, for whatever reason decides to get in a fight with a bunch of LGBT people. goes to jail, bails himself out, goes right back across the street from the bar, continues to get shit-faced, gets in a fight with some Asian guy, gets back in jail, bailed out by some black lady, and back partying his ass off. Then he stumbles around hungover the next day, going from church to church, seeking salvation. Now, for me, well, just before I was like, I woke up, I was like, wow, that tweet got a lot of posts, 3,000 likes, 122 comments. Let's receive some of them. My good friend Drone Tech, amazing. This guy says, oh, MAGA's acting like Shia LaBeouf is a badass, is hilarious, and tells you everything you need to know about MAGA. There's literally nothing based about Shia LaBeouf. Don't you remember? He will not divide us flag. Ugh. There's my response to him. The honest goy. I think he misspelled his name. There we go. There's a good one. Shia LaBeouf on his rampage. He's really struggling with this life, and it's hard to watch someone crash and burn like that, especially to know how much pain he's in. Seriously, though, dude knows how to party. Not so bad. There's the woman that bailed him out. Bonded my boy out and got triple that. Ain't no more free Shia. Shia free. Look at him. He's partying his ass off. It's just a guy going through a midlife crisis because he missed out on part of his childhood. Maybe. He's batshit crazy. Yes, I know about the he will not invite him. Don't enable him. These are the comments I want to get. Don't enable him. He's in crisis. Rooting for another man's relapse addiction, certainly a choice. He's an alcoholic, unhinged Jewish actor. Fuck that dude. He's an alcoholic. He's crashing out. He's Jewish. Made yourself an advocate for heavy drinking and alcohol addiction. Beyond moderate limits, DUI. He's a drug substance abuser. So, I'd like to respond to this. You see, did me saying that I was cheering for Shia LaBeouf because he humorously told a bunch of LGBT people a few words to them? Am I ignoring Shia LaBeouf's pet? No, of course I talked about it in the show the other day. I remember the whole he will not divide us thing. Sure, fuck it. Am I cheering on substance abuse? No, not really. You know? Yes, I'm sure the people close to him, it's tragic and sad. Yeah, I sort of look at it like Led Zeppelin back in the day. There was this book I read, I think it was called Hammer of the Gods. And it was like this dude wrote this book basically about how Led Zeppelin was shitty and like how they would party like ridiculously and tear up hotels and all that stuff. I sort of look at it like that. Like if you were a Led Zeppelin fan back in the day, you might be like, well, I don't recommend you live your life that way. You should get married, have kids. But if someone is going to be living a rock star life, well then, you might as well do it right. But to all those whose reaction to that is, well, you know, you're cheering on substance abuse. What about that? Fuck you. That's what I say. Go fuck yourself, you pearl-clutching, virtue-signaling fucking losers. That's what I have to say. Fuck you. I don't even care if you're right. I don't even care if you have a point. Go fuck yourself. I'm so tired of it. Everything. You can't enjoy a fucking thing in life. You can't be like, ha, that's funny. Shia LaBeouf partying his ass off, tells some gay guy, calls him a slur, goes to jail, bails himself out, and he's partying again. Oh my goodness, that's cheering for alcohol abuse. How dare you? Someone needs to step in and help him. Yeah, fuck you. How about that? Go fuck yourself. I don't care. I just am so over it. Oh my gosh, guys, did you see Shia LaBeouf was partying? I don't condone that. Someone needs to step in. Overconsumption of alcohol is bad. And I was watching Andrew Wilson on whatever, and he smoked too many cigarettes. And we shouldn't cheer on that sort of behavior. That's too much. You know? And furthermore, I just don't know how people could be smiling and laughing, in today's world. I don't know. And this and who can I say anything? Anyways, I need to lose weight. I've overeaten. I just don't care about your fucking pearl clutching. Yeah, you're right. If Shia LaBeouf was my brother, I might be like, hey, man, come on, man. You're getting out of control. Do I hope he gets help and shit? Sure. I hope he lives a fulfilling life. I hope he gets married and has children and goes to church every Sunday and has a great life. But a world where we have the fakest fucking entertainers and actors and everything's got to be about pearl clutching and, I just want to thank every aggrieved group because we're on stolen land and blah, blah, blah. To have some guy out there like, fuck it, yes, give me another beer. Fuck you. Perceived minority group that we're not allowed to say anything about. Go fuck yourself. Yes, that's funny to me. And I'm not going to sit here and pretend that saying that means that I have to be like, oh, I'm sorry, guys. I should have taken seriously substance abuse. Fuck you. That's what I say to this. I'm so over it. And look, I'm directing much of this at the right wing. I know the left are fucking prude assholes that want to make everything miserable, but I'm tired of so many of these doomers on the fucking right. You don't know where we're at. You don't know the stakes. You don't know where this country's going. You don't know all these evils that occur in the world, this, that, and the other. Yeah, I do. I talk about it a lot in my show. I try to do things, but I'm not going to become a morose asshole. Sorry. It's not who I am. Do I have days where I'm fucking really bummed out about shit? Sure. But I also have a lot of fun. So that's it. I don't care. People, you cared about the sports ball hockey? Yeah, America. Fuck you, Canada. Fuck off. If there was an Olympic sport for fucking displacing your own people, Canada'd win the fucking gold medal in that. I saw someone put on X. Don't worry, Canada. I know it sucks to lose your national sport, but hey, think about it. 10 years from now, you're going to have a world-class cricket team. So you got that to look forward to, right? No one's quite like Canada when it comes to state-assisted deaths, huh? They're fucking excellent at that. They still, hands down, winning that one. Here's another thing, Canada, to fuck you over. Ready? I know a lot of you are like, well, fuck Donald Trump. And I get it. Trump talks shit in your country. Totally get it. But let's not act like there wasn't this smug aura about Canada compared to the United States prior to Trump. Ugh, like we were the hillbilly Southern cousins. They're more progressive than us up in Canada. Okay. How's that working out? Don't worry, we may catch you. But right now, I'm going to point and laugh. And if you're a Canadian friend of mine, I think you should be like, yeah, it sucks. But fuck you too. That's fine. But that's how I feel about it. Good on you, Shia LaBeouf, for giving me something to chuckle about on my Saturday night. Hope you sober up now that Mardi Gras is over. Good on you, American hockey team. You guys are the best. Now, What about Kash Patel? What about Kash Patel? Oh my goodness, Kash Patel was there. Oh my goodness, was he there? Yeah, I don't give a shit. Look, I've criticized Kash Patel for a lot of stuff. Him celebrating with the fucking U.S. hockey team, I don't give a shit. And I'm going to tell you right now, and you guys can say I'm a liar, I don't give a shit. If Kamala Harris had won, right? If she had won and Chris Wray was still the FBI director, and I fucking do not like Chris Wray, and he was there partying it up with the Americans, I would say, I don't give a shit. Great. Finally, something. I fucking despise many of these people, but hey, if they want to celebrate this awesome moment, cool. Sounds good to me. I just don't give a shit. But technically, the rules say, oh, fuck you and your technical rules, both Republicans and Democrats. You motherfuckers can't do shit about billions of dollars being fucking fraudulently spent by Somalians in our own fucking country. So spare me your fucking pearl clutching on, wait a minute, did he take a government plane to the Olympics? Fuck you. Calm down. There'll be plenty of shit to bitch about Kash Patel tomorrow. Let the guy have a fucking beer with the men's team. I don't give a fuck. I wouldn't care if he had Bill and Hillary Clinton with him. I said, fuck it. Fuck you, Canada losers. We can even come together and make fun of your asses, Republicans and Democrats. We don't care. So, that's my feeling on Kash Patel being there. And I know it's coming. I'm going to do a debate some point this week, and someone's going to go, I couldn't believe that Kash Patel was there. And just know, however I choose to answer at the time, what I'm really thinking is, fuck you, you phony-ass pearl clutcher. Then there's the whole, well, Trump called and he insulted the women's team. Now, if you missed the clip, Trump calls them and they're all like, now imagine this. Now, I know this is going to be hard to believe if you're watching and you're a left-winger. Most of the hockey players aren't. They're either apolitical or if they had to choose, they lean conservative. The president of the fucking United States calls you. You boys are heroes. Yeah, greatest hockey moment since the Miracle on Ice. Inviting you boys to the White House. Yeah, I guess I'll have to invite the women too. Ha ha! And now, the entire left's upset about it. Fuck you! First off, of course Trump has to invite the women's hockey team. Who the fuck else is going to make the men dinner? Right? Now, to take nothing away from the women. I thought they had a phenomenal game. And that final goal was fucking very impressive. And listen, the women are inferior to men's hockey in about every way. In fact, when national teams have played high school teams, boys high school team wins most of the time. Pretty convincingly. It's very similar to soccer. Except it's probably worse because there's more physicality in hockey. It's a fucking joke. Lighten up. Lighten up. Lighten the fuck up. The women, it would have been funny if the women would have retorted back something like, don't worry, we'll show up. We'll bring some gear. Let's put the president in goal, see how well he does against just us women. Something like that. They can't do it. They politely declined the invitation to the White House. Cool. Whatever. Agent Trusky, come on now. Says, I'll lighten up when you lighten your weight. Well, I plan on giving your mom about fucking 8 pounds tonight, so we'll see if that has any effect. Oh, my goodness. Oh, Trump's a sexist. Oh, fuck you. Just more bullshit. Who gives a fuck? It's just all so fake and phony. Oh, we're mad about it. How about this? How about I ask a real female athlete? Would you rather me pick on you once in a while and try to keep biological men from dominating your sport and showering with you? Or do you want the people that are like, oh my gosh, you guys are so special. What you do is amazing, and no one can ever make fun of you because you're all thin-skinned, but you have to leave these biological men in your activity. Fuck you, lefties. You don't give a shit about women's hockey. What the fuck are you talking about? Shut up. Well, every one of those male hockey players ought to be ashamed that laughed at Trump's joke. Yeah, get the fuck out of here. Go back to your pearl clutching your fake fucking comedy shows where everybody just snaps instead of claps so that they don't give trigger warnings. You watch sports because you want to see the best of the best, and rarely is that women. Now, will I watch and cheer for the women? Sure, in sports I like hockey. Of course. But I also know it's the same reason I'm not watching minor league baseball. I want to watch the best. That's the truth. I can still be entertained. I'm not saying that the women couldn't beat me. I've never ice skated, but I would guess, as a 41-year-old fucking fat, out-of-shape dude with a herniated disc, if you gave me a month of ice skating lessons, I bet I could go a shift or two with the women's national team. I'm just fucking around. They would dominate me. I know it. The Paralympics. Well, that's different. I guess if you're watching the women because you find them to be physically disabled, then more power to you. Yeah, winter women's volleyball, Olympic volleyball. That I was pushing for. Instead of sand, you just have snow. Sounds like an excellent sport. I would tune in. Have a sense of fucking humor. Look, in all seriousness, like, it is fundamentally true that people have less interest in women's athletics. And the reason for that is women tend to be less interested in athletics unless we really push it as a society, and they're just never, in most sports, at the top level. But the bigger point is, lighten up, take a fucking joke. All these people clutching their, but what about what the women accomplished as well? Great. So over it. So over the stick up the ass fucking society we have. Where fucking all the lefties can never have fun, and now so many of the, like, counter right wingers are like, it's all about maxing. You don't have time to have fun. And I'm not even going to say I'm not a hypocrite. Are there times where I'm like, we can't even get motherfuckers out to vote on an off year? But you ain't going to miss your fucking Sunday night football party? Yeah, I say shit like that, and I mean it. But there's a middle ground. You don't have to be morose your entire life. Let me tell you something. I shouldn't even talk about this. I should keep my fucking mouth shut. I hope this doesn't make the person I'm about to mention upset. I don't think they would be. You think Jesus had fun? Now, I'm very ill-read of the Bible. I was non-denominational Christian, which is another way of saying nothing. Now I'm starting to go to Catholic Church, but I really need to read the Bible more. Right? This was the impression that I was given of Jesus. Very somber, hippie-looking guy, barely ate. He'd have his glass of wine or whatever for the ceremony. Yeah, it's very stoic. I was talking to Andrew Wilson, which maybe I shouldn't even bring this up, but somehow this came up. And he's like, no, that's actually not true at all. Now, I don't have the verse in front of me, and I'll have to reach out to Andrew and make sure I get this verse. But he read it to me. And basically there's a verse where Jesus is explaining like Peter. And he says Peter's like the best human other than me. And he barely eats and he never drinks. And you guys like criticize him for that. Oh, you're trying to be better than us. And Jesus is like, but I'm the Son of Man and I like that stuff. And you criticize me for that. In other words, here's Peter, who is the Stoic. Oh, I'm not going to overindulge. One piece of fish for me, thank you. No bread. No wine for me. And Jesus is separating himself. It's like, I'm sort of the opposite. I like drinking. I like eating. I like having fun. And you criticize us both. And I thought, that's never the impression I got. Right? I got the impression like Jesus would be as Peter's being explained, like very stoic. But apparently not. According to the Gospels, he liked a little bit of drink from here to there. It doesn't say he was getting drunk, but he liked to have fun. He liked to socialize. He liked to eat. He was apparently a big eater. Or John the Baptist, not Peter. Maybe I got my... But it does seem like, to me, it says something... If it's true, and I need to look it up and learn more. But doesn't it seem like even that, it's like, why is it that so many people just want us boring and stoic and funless? I mean, it's fine. I'm not saying that you can't be that, but it doesn't work for me. It's not who I am. I'm lucky. I don't have a vice like I used to. Alcohol was a vice for me. It was. But now I have my family. And I love them. I love taking my family out to see Disney on Ice. I love it. I don't care if people think it's lame or, oh, Disney's welcome. I don't give a shit. In April, the new Super Mario movie comes out. Yeah, my son's super pumped. I'm going to have a great time. Is the movie going to suck? Maybe. I don't care. My son's going to have fun. Oh, there we go. Bandit says John 6, 53 through 58 are the verses. You know, I come on here and I talk about politics and I talk about crazy shit. Look, I'll just be honest with you. The second half of the show tonight, maybe if depending on if I'm still going or not, was going to be like one of the most disgusting things you ever hear out of the Rotherham grooming gang inquiry. Literally everything that you heard about Epstein, just as bad, if not worse, with cooperation. Horrific. Horrific. Someone tried to assassinate Trump again. It's fucking depressing. They killed Charlie Kirk. They laughed about it. It's depressing. You lose your fucking mind if you sit there and you think about this shit all day, every day. You got to have a little fun in your life. Maybe for you, that's watching hockey. Maybe it's having a beer from time to time. Maybe it's watching the sports ball. Maybe it's fucking playing video games. Maybe it's laughing at a sexist joke like we all used to before, we decided that we all have to walk on eggshells and pretend. Lighten up. Have some fun. Don't be morose. Don't be depressed. I know it's easier said than done, but if you walk into it with that mentality like, I have to be doing something 100% of the time that's worthwhile to me or to society, always be improving. Yeah, I don't know. I think you'll go nuts. Devil's Raspberry gets it. Just hang out with your AI girlfriends. Yes. On that note, I forgot to mention another thing. I won't mention his name, but a dear friend of mine messaged me today, and he just got engaged, and I could not be happier. He deserves it more than any other guy I know. As far as guys I know that, are about as old as me and have never been married, and he took his time, and I met his fiance. She seems like an incredible lady, and I'm very excited for him. So excited. Really good guy. So another good piece of news. I got some other news that wasn't so great. We'll talk about that at a later day. But fuck it. Life is good. Some super chats. And then we have another good story. Nate the Eagle, $5 says, I think you and your family would enjoy a production at Sight and Sound Theaters. Really great theater cast and crew. I've never heard of it. I'll have to check it out. Sight and Sound Theaters. Jay Clark, EMT. $2 over in Rumble says, cue the Team America theme. Hell yeah. Christopher Scott, $5 says, yeah, it's called Kimba the White Lion. It was made in the 50s. There you go. The Lion King was ripped off of, yeah. Naughty Germ, $5. Thank you as always, my friend. Upsetty Spaghetti. Thanks for being a member. Adam Adamant, $10 says MMA fans are very polarized. Some practice the sport and others don't know anything about fighting. Another story I forgot to talk. Sean Strickland is out there like, yeah, screw these woke people. Beats the shit out of his opponent. He wins. Get him, Sean. Fuck woke. Yes. There's another non-woke sport, MMA. You'll find some characters there, man. Hockey Chib, $5 says, boom! Thanks, Rob. USA! Hockey is the best. Couldn't agree more, man. Upsetty Spaghetti, another 10. Thank you so much. The Great Vita. $2 says, you see Brian Shapiro coming to test about me? Yes! We'll cover that as well tonight. Devil's Raspberry, $2 says, hockey should be played with the 40-pound curling stone. Like, instead of, like, little flimsy sticks, you'd have, like, big fucking 2x4s you're shoving it with. Crash Test Dummy, $5 says, if the country can't even rally behind winning an Olympic gold medal, we are fucked. Atheist sports. And their religion is politics. Yeah. Michael Ruiz, $10 says, W. Rob, thank you. Verna Desert, $2 says, fuck you too. Have a couple Canadian loonies. I'll take them. Bat Fricker, $10 says, I've been in Michigan the last week. It's nice up here. Went to the Ford Museum and a wrestling show. What did I miss? America, baby. Winning gold. Bandit, $5 says, can we call that woman who bailed him out Bumblebee? Because the haters is feeling the sting of this story. Oh, man, that works on multiple levels. Little Transformer joke. Little Sting pun. Pretty nice, Bandit. Devil's Raspberry, $2 says, Rob, I think you should do a debate as that caricature. Oh, this guy? Is that what you mean? Like, oh. And Baxter Boy, $5. Thank you. You know what else is fun? Getting donations, getting super chat donations. That's fun too. Let's get them in and get to our goal tonight. We can do it. Next story. I can't even play this, but spoiler alert. I think we will be talking about this on the extravaganza tomorrow. Did you guys see the BAFTA Awards story? Now, I'm looking up right now exactly what BAFTA stands for. It's the British actors, film, British Academy of Film and Television Arts. There you go. Yeah, this dude had Tourette's. Oh, this story is so good. I can't show it, unfortunately, because there is an N-word bandied about. Someone is N-word maxing. And it's a gentleman, I believe he's a, what do you call it? Representative. What the fuck? They got a word for it. Parishioner or whatever. He's in their Congress, Parliament. And he's got Tourette's. So you got Michael B. Jordan and some dude named Delroy, two black guys up there. And this Tourette's guy just starts yelling the N-word. MP, there you go. There you go. Oh, my goodness. And hilarity ensues. Now, let me explain why this is so funny. Because it's hilarious on its face, number one. Very stoic moment, which is some guy yelling the N-word while two black guys give out some award. It's fucking great. Whew. It's just really great. It's the taboo nature of it. Taboos are funny. To a degree. But most of the time they're funny. You know? When you're in a serious situation and someone says something that's completely inappropriate, especially if there's like a reason, like it's the person with disabilities. I'll tell you right now, man, I got to be real careful about this. I can't tell too many stories, but I worked with people that were like autistic and had disabilities and stuff for years. 14 years at my last company and 2 years before that at a different company. So 16 years. And there was shit that would be said that made me laugh my fucking ass off. And I had to you have to try to keep your shit together. But there's a lot of unintentional, hilarious racism and like bigotry. It's fucking brilliant. The anti-LGBT stuff's the fucking funniest. Right? And I mean this from the bottom of my heart. I always tried to be like, now come on now. You know, we don't insult people. But when it happened, it happened. So like you would have shit like this all the time. You'd have a person be like, are you married? No, I'm not married. Do you have a girlfriend? No, I don't have a girlfriend. So you're single? No, I have a boyfriend. You have a boyfriend? Yeah, that's gay. Now, in fairness, the last guy I worked with that was gay, that exact situation happened, and he thought it was funny. He laughed his ass off. He's like, yeah, you're right. He's pretty gay. But it's funny. What are you gonna do? Fucking shit on this guy that's like, you know, severely autistic? It's just life. You laugh at it. I got it with being a fat fuck. All the time I was told, you're fat. I'd be like, yeah, you're right. I am fat. You know, you just laugh. You're just like, there's humor. There's no malice behind it. It's fucking funny. You know? That's life. That's humor. When your friend calls you a fat fuck, it's like, because he's your friend. It's okay. Some random stranger, then maybe you get pissed. It's fighting words. When a kid says something, or the fucking autistic guy says something, or the guy with Tourette says something, you laugh. You just fucking laugh. It's okay. Just fucking have a sense of humor. It's okay. You know? Don't walk around perpetually looking to be offended, because you'll find shit to offend you. And I just don't give a shit. So it's hilarious. The situation happens. Very stoic. We're serious black presenters up here at the Baptist. And all of a sudden, just in the crowd, N-word! It's brilliant. And secondly, there's something funny about that word specifically. I gotta tell you, now listen. Now maybe this will get me in trouble, so here goes any potential ad revenue I had. I'm gonna say something a little controversial. I don't use the word very much, but I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of the N-word. I like it. It's a fascinating word. Right? What a great word. I hate that I'm on YouTube and I have to say the N-word. That sucks. But the word itself is actually fascinating. Because it's magical. I don't know another word like it. It's really amazing. Like, for example, it's a word that half the people could use it, and it's totally cool, and a term of endearment. But if you're just a little more pale and you use it, then it's a magic word that you could beat that person to death. And it's okay. I mean, what a word. So this guy says it, and it's like, oh, cool. Yep. But then this guy says it, and we beat him to death. Yep. And we just kind of accept that as a society. Yeah. And if you want to beat that guy to death, you could do it and then say, but he used that word, and we all go, oh, okay. I've never seen anything like it. I'm fascinated. I'm like, oh. And it's funny to me. I remember once, I was in high school. We would fight in high school, but now I realize not really. Like a high school fight normally was like shoving each other until the teachers broke it up. I've been in one or two where you're actually throwing fists, but even then, it's not like I see now. Like I'll see these videos on like X and shit. It's like people fighting. They're playing for keeps. They're like kicking motherfuckers in the head while they're down and shit. We'd be like, a couple guys would throw awkward punches and then it would break up. That was a fight. But I remember one time I was fascinated by this. I think it was on the bus, and there's these two kids going back and forth. And they're yelling at each other. They're like, yeah, your girlfriend's fucking ugly. Fuck you. You're fucking loser. You're going at each other. And the one guy says, well, I'll tell you this much. Don't you say whatever you want, but don't you fucking say shit about my mom. Now, what do you think the very next thing the other guy said was? Wait, what do you think? Now, imagine that like a fight of words is like a boxing match, like two pugilists, except you're using words to fight each other. Now, imagine a pugilist saying, whatever you do, don't throw a left hook, because that's the one punch I can't defend. I'd be like, oh, okay, right? Why would you ever tell someone the one thing that really triggers me is this? Don't talk about my mom. Of course, the other kid was like, fuck your mom. Of course. What'd you expect? It's so dumb. I don't understand. Like, the entire black community is like, well, the one thing that just fucking makes us totally unhinged is if you use this word. Now, I showed you the clip the other day of the woman on the subway. They're yelling white racial slurs at her, screaming at her, yelling every vile thing you can imagine. She gets off the subway, and as the doors are closing, she uses that magic word. And they flip out. What did you expect? Why would you ever give someone that power over you? Well, there's this one word you could use, by the way, that we use all the time, but we use it with a different inflection. Fuck you. There was another time, this is a true story. I got in a fight in high school. So it used to be like this. You'd go to like the football game and like the field, like the practice field, you'd go or up on the train tracks and you'd fight. So I was in 8th grade and I played football, but I wasn't playing for junior high yet. And so the football games are Friday night and I didn't play then. And there was a kid a grade ahead of me in school. We got in a fight, an argument. And he was like, show up to the game, and I'm in the marching band, but I'll fight you after halftime. I was like, all right. And I knew I was going to get my ass kicked because this kid was like, he was older than me, but that wasn't the issue. He had like a bunch of friends that were going to be there. Because he had friends that could drive, and I had friends that couldn't. And so when I show up, there's like 9 of them and just me. I did have one friend that came with me. And it's a two-part story. The first part of the story is the kid wouldn't fight me. He just talked to the shit, and I was like, come on, let's go. No, I don't want. And then I thought it was because it's a tough guy. I later found out that my cousin Brent, who's the fucking ox of a man, like grabbed this kid by the throat and was like, if you touch Rob, I'll fucking beat your face in. I thought he was intimidated by me, but it turns out he wasn't. I later found out it's because my big cousin took care of shit before he even showed up. So that kid leaves, but I'm still surrounded by all these people. And they're like shoving me and talking shit. And I'm like talking shit right back. I ain't gonna back down. Leave these guys whoop my ass. My status will go up because it took 8 people to whoop my ass, even though probably any one of them could have probably beat my ass. Nonetheless, I looked at that like, great. I ain't backing down. Fuck you. You'll whoop my ass and then you'll whoop my ass again tomorrow. I'll fight you again. I don't give a fuck. That was my mentality back then. You know, I wasn't overly tough, but I wasn't going to leave 8 people fucking, what am I supposed to do? Oh, I'm sorry, guys. And by the way, before you think I'm too tough, this is like rural fucking, no one's going to fucking like put you in the hospital. They'll hit you once or shove you in the ground and that's it. No one was pulling out weapons and shit like nowadays. Sometimes just back away, Anyways, I seem like an unhappy person. I'm fucking happy as shit. Fuck you, Canadian. Go fuck yourself. Anyways. They're yelling at me, and this one guy's like, it's just stupid. They'd be like, fuck you, fatty. And I'd be like, oh, you ugly fucker. Just stupid shit. 8th grade, 9th grade shit, Same shit you hear now in online debates. And this one guy's like, your mom's a hoe or something like that. And I retorted back with like, yeah, your mom's a fucking hoe or something lame. And you could hear a pin drop. Everyone's like, oh. And I knew something had happened. I was like, what? And they're like, his mom just died like a month and a half ago. Now, I want you to pause for a minute and think about this. Here I am, supposedly going to fight like a big group of people. They're all shoving me. And they're insulting me. And I'm insulting back. Then a guy makes a mom joke to me. I make a mom joke back. And everyone's like, ooh, that's too far. His mom's dead. Which I didn't know. But even if I did, I would have probably said it. Because why would you make a mom joke if your mom just died? Does that seem like a dumb thing to do? Thank you. I'll go fuck myself then, yes. Anyways. Seem dumb. So what would you do if you're in that position? I doubled down. What else can you do at that point? So like his mom is dead. And without skipping a beat, I was like, yeah, she probably killed herself because her son's a fucking loser. I was pleased with it. I thought it was a good one. And then it was on. Now these motherfuckers wanted to kill me. And I remember the one kid that was like shoving me, grabbed me, was like, get in my fucking car. These guys are going to kill you. And he drove me home. But that was it. But what do you expect? You can't give someone that ammunition. You just loaded the metaphorical rifle. It's like, whatever you do. It's like, what are you doing? And then I later became good friends with all those guys that were going to beat my ass. We got a little older. But, yeah, that's why she didn't move last night. That would have been a good one. Yeah. But that's the whole point. This whole N-word, like, I'm sorry. It's time to get over it. Fuck off. I don't give a shit anymore about you're racist. Fuck you. When everything's racist, nothing is racist. I don't give a shit anymore. I do not give a shit. Oh, I'm sorry. The people that you fucking hate and talk shit on constantly and make fun of them and say all kinds of vile shit, want to say something vile back to you, go fuck yourself. I don't care. If they don't hate me for my skin color, they hate me for my religion. If they don't hate me for that, they hate me for my biological sex. Fuck them. Or they hate me for my politics. Kiss my ass. I don't care. I'm more offended at the people that are actively like going out doing anti-white shit than like Drewski Or Dave Chappelle putting on whiteface and making fun of white guys. I laugh at that shit. I don't care. I do not give a shit. I don't care that you're upset that there's this magic word that pisses you off. Fuck you. I don't use it, by the way. I have, but I ain't running around fucking throwing that word out a lot. I'm not. I've gotten literal physical fights over someone using that word against my black friend. Fuck him. He wasn't saying it as a joke. You talking shit, my buddy? Let's go. But I'm sorry. The pearl clutching over it. So I think it's funny that some dude with Tourette, who's an MP at the BAFTA Awards, shouts the N-word while two serious black hosts are on stage. And the other reason it's funny is because you know that this sets up a great clash of civilizations. Here we go. Here we go, baby. The Cultural Marxist Olympics. We just ended the Winter Olympics. Now let's start the Cultural Marxist Olympics. So now we have two groups that are considered oppressed by evil white conservatives. You have the disabled, or people with illnesses, versus blacks. Oh, and it's the heavyweight championship you thought it would be. It's the best fight since feminists versus trans. The blacks versus the disabled. Here we go. My money's on the blacks, by the way. Tough to beat when it comes to oppression. When the blacks mobilize, my goodness, they're hard to beat, man. They got a lot of oppression and victimhood that they can point to. But don't sleep on the disabled. There's a lot of ableism going around. Of course, irony of ironies, one of the films at the BAFTA Awards that was being celebrated was a movie about a man with Tourette's. Oh, my goodness. Truly remarkable. So, the blacks come out. Jamie Foxx is like, I don't like this. He clearly used the N-word on purpose. Pow! And then you have people like, I can't believe this. This is ableist. How dare you demand that someone with a disorder like Tourette's be segregated? Pow! Woo! Get him! Get him! And watch him fight. Yeah, I'm sorry. It was literally a movie about this exact man with Tourette's that they were all there celebrating. Tourette's guy was white, of course. BAFTA's the British acting. It's like the British Oscars or Grammys. Hey, thanks for the raid. We're offended. You're offended. Over on Rumble. Oh my goodness. Just go to X and look. The comments are legendary. Just amazing. Truly amazing stuff. And I love it. I love, like, of course, nothing will ever beat the coming fucking, all of this is fodder. The trans versus the TERFs, the disabled versus the blacks. It's all good. But the absolute generational, like once in 100 years, heavyweight championship bout that's coming, that's just going to be just magic. And I don't know who's going to win. I don't know. It's going to be epic when it finally comes to a head. You've seen little skirmishes, but when it finally comes to a head, it's going to be on this side. The fucking victim juggernaut. The greatest of heavyweight victim champion of the world. The LGBT. Their opponent. A group so aggrieved that they can insult your children and not be given prison time. That we're told we can't even fucking prosecute for attacks on women because their culture encourages it. Yes, that's right. On this corner we have Islam. Oh my goodness. When it finally comes to a head, the LGBT versus the Muslims is going to be the greatest fucking battle you've ever seen. Grab your fucking popcorn. It'll be amazing. On all fronts. In the academic circle, I don't know. Is there more insane radical Muslim type people, free Palestine, blah, 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 or more insane radical LGBT? Who the fuck knows, right? The fucking stupidity of it all. A group of people that think men can be women versus a group of people that think that, some goat herder was given message by God. I don't know. Which group's more violent? Muslims have a huge head start, but don't sleep on the trans community. These motherfuckers are bloodthirsty. I don't know what's going to happen. Truly, it'll be amazing. I think sheer numbers alone win it for Muslims. Unfortunately, they're playing the long game when it comes, I don't know how many trans people are having kids. They can only have so many surrogacies and adoptions. So it's going to be... When the shit kicks off, I'm just saying, enjoy it. Stay out of the way. Stay off the fucking streets. When the fucking LGBT and the Muslims decide to go at it, it's going to be a real fucking... Now, what was it? Jets versus Sharks or whatever, the fucking West Side Story stuff. It's going to be crazy. It'll be choreographed too, so that'll be good. So it's very nice to watch. This is another good thing to just watch. For the anti-woke crowd, fun to watch. That brings me to the next anti-woke story. How many people have watched, what the fuck's it even called? I don't know. Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Anybody watched it? Now, I haven't seen it. I saw clips. And I'll be honest with you. I've never seen one episode of Game of Thrones or any of its spin-offs. Last episode, not that good. I heard the last episode wasn't bad. So I've never watched any Game of Thrones. And this is a prequel. Mystery was explaining it to me today. I think there's Game of Thrones is here, and this show, Night of the Seven Kingdoms, is before it, and then House of Dragons after it, I think. So I was like, I don't know if I should watch this show. Yeah, so I'd never watched Game of Thrones. I was always like, when it ends, I'll just watch it. My friends would always talk about it, and then they all bitched about the last season. So I never watched it, because I was like, the last season sucks. Well, House of Dragons is first. Okay, there you go. Of course, Mystery watches. Leave Mystery alone. Oh, look at that. The great Jess Gerald. I promise we'll get to that. Now, what I'm seeing about, and I saw the clip, and I probably can't play it here because I'm assuming HBO will fucking flip out. But this is what I'm hearing. That this Night of the Seven Kingdoms show, the episode before the last, had like 13 million people that watched it, which is apparently huge. And its ratings are through the roof. And the reason apparently is because it's a story that's basically not woke. It's about this big white knight, who's a white guy, who's friends with this little kid, and he's just standing up for what's right. And he's getting the shit kicked out of him, and he don't give a fuck. He's going to keep fighting. Now, this is the type of shit that I grew up with. Like Rocky, right? Like it seemed, in fact, I actually saw someone, the clip that's like sort of going viral, they put the music for Rocky to it, right? And it's very much similar. It almost mirrors Rocky, where he's down, and like you got the corner man yelling, get up, get up. And he gets up, and he fucking, spoiler alert, looks like he wins. Though I only saw the clip online, so I don't know any of the characters. It's like, we're thirsty for that. We're tired of the woke shit. We're tired of it. You don't think I look like a Cannibal Corpse fan? In fairness, probably more of a 6 Feet Under guy. Please. Second show I ever went to was Chris Barnes with 6 Feet Under. Don't give me shit talking about cannibal corpses. Isn't it refreshing though? Now maybe they'll fuck it up. Maybe the last episode sucked. I don't know. Maybe the next season will suck. I don't know. I do not know. Yeah, I was a Lamb of God fan as well. When I was growing up, every summer there was a fucking Arnold movie and there was a Stallone movie. And the general plot of the movie was this big steroided up guy beats the fuck out of bad guys. And that was it. Some of them were really good. Others of them were okay. But man, it was fun. I didn't mind Avenged Sevenfold. They're all right. I never saw them live or anything, but I listened. I had an album. Oh, are we not meant? I don't have my Discord up. Give me a second. And it's just, it's nice to see that apparently someone makes non-woke content and like half the country's like, yes, thank you. Oh, I've seen that before. The lounge music, yeah. Never got to see Slayer live, but I was a big fan. So I say good on it, and I'm probably going to watch Night of the Seven Kingdoms, and I just didn't know if I could watch it without watching any other Game of Thrones shit first. And Mr. E said, yeah, you're fine. It's a standalone story. But man, I miss that. That's what I was talking about earlier. Like, I miss when the good guy was just a good guy. I like that. I like Gladiator. Fucking awesome movie. I like Braveheart. I like The Patriot. I liked Rocky. I like that. That doesn't mean that there's not a case for more complicated stories and anti-heroes. But man, I'm over it. I'm over everything having to be, fucking Jingle All the Way when Arnold was in a Christmas movie. Yeah, it's a great movie. Oh no, you spilled your coffee in your shirt. No. Here's the thing, right? Like, part of me is a pussy and like libertarian-esque and fuck war, and I'll listen to Black Sabbath, War Pigs. Yeah, I like that stuff. I hate these wars and shit. You know? But maybe it's time to admit that sometimes it's okay and it's good and it's righteous. Maybe it's okay. I don't know. But I'm tired of fucking like the shaming of Western culture. I'm tired of fucking, everything has to be woke. Oh, everything has to be flipped on its head. Yeah, you know what? No, fuck that. Sometimes what's strong and righteous doesn't need to be complicated. That's how I feel. So I watched the American hockey team kicking ass, Shia LaBeouf getting shit-faced, criticizing the LGBT crew. Some Tourette's MP fucking flipping out, yelling the N-word, a bunch of fucking people clutching the pearls over it. Biggest show in the world right now, being just unabashedly like fucking masculinity good. It's a good fucking week, man. Fuck the women complaining about Trump's comments. Fuck the Canadians that are upset. Sorry about the black community. I don't really care. You're upset. Some guy at Tourette said some shit. Don't care. It's all right. So I'm having a great week. I'm doing great. Let's read some more super chats. Oh, real quick here. We got a big one. Texas Bully Mom, thank you so much for your $10. Really appreciate it. Bandit for $2 says NASCAR has been woke since banning the Confederate flag. Upsetty Spaghetti, $10. Thank you. And then, great supporter of the show, the great Jess Gerald, 50 gifted memberships. My goodness, thank you so much, Gerald. Always a pleasure. And then Blasterbot, $10 says, not everything needs to be a subversion. Sometimes you could just make a good movie. Yes. Would he have bald spot in Woody's head from Toy Story? Yeah. Boom, boom. I had a great time driving back from Pittsburgh, listening to just pro-America music. Fucking great, man. Probably listen to the Freebird solo like fucking 50 times. Amazing. Now, of course, while we're laughing at the woke and all of that shit, one more funny story. And then we'll see how late we want to go tonight. Maybe we'll get to the serious stuff. Maybe not. Maybe we'll keep it fun and lighthearted. Oh, let's see. Oh, before I get to that, like, the Hughes brothers, Jewish. How about that? And I saw a lot of people like, all of a sudden, yeah, I don't give a fuck. Great dudes. I'm not one to just be upset about someone's ethnicity. This was this type of shit I was putting out before the hockey game. It was great because the game started at 8 a.m. Eastern time. So if you were getting up to drink, this is what it was like at 5 a.m. Talk about two fucking American classics. Predator and Freebird. My goodness. If I had a beer right now, I'd chug it, I do have some whiskey, but not a whiskey night. Beer I could do. Speaking of chat, this is worth pointing out as if we're having fun. So this dude, that's seemingly not a funny story. This 13-year-old guy, some fucking migrant or whatever, slashes his throat with a machete. So they have it on Fox News. What a Chad this guy is. Here's the kid, got his neck cut, but he's all right. He made it. Let's hear what he has to say.
Situational awareness, as they call it. I mean, I think, yeah, but I don't think it should have to be like that,
Should you have situational awareness? It's like, I don't know. I don't think it should have to be like that. Maybe we shouldn't, keep the maniacs with fucking machetes out.
Like, it's kind of dumb. Lori, Mom, I bet you are protective mom out there.
Yes, of course. I mean, he was only 11 feet away from me when this happened, maybe 12 feet. It's absolutely horrifying. He's had nightmares. We don't know. Hopefully, we are.
What a fucking chant! He's had nightmares. Blow up my spot here, Mom. My friends are watching at school. I have no nightmares. Fucking, I ain't scared. I laughed my ass off when I saw that. He said nightmares. What? What a good fucking sense of humor. You almost get fucking killed by some crazy migrant. You gotta have a sense of humor, right? I'm sure that's somehow fucking racist or whatever, you know. Oh, good stuff. Good stuff. Now, I thought someone, did I not save this? I probably didn't. Well, piss. All right, so I wanted to, here we go. The scrolling begins. I want to find this post. Someone generously clipped. It's probably my good friend Surian. Always excellent on X. Mm-hmm. Let us see. What's today's date? Oh boy. I'm not going to be able to find it, am I? Oh, there we go. It is Surian. So here we go. Good friend of the show, Brian Shapiro, ran over to Destiny's channel to talk shit on me. Ask him, what do you think of Rob? No, hey, what do you think of Rob? Show me your peanuts! Yeah, what do you think? Rob? Destiny, what do you think of Rob? Show me your peanuts! So Brian Shapiro had to ask Destiny about me, so I'll leave the clip speak for itself. It's only a minute and a half. Let's do it!
I didn't know who this guy robnoerr was, and this will probably be the last time I ever mention his name on the show.
Boy.
So I send Rob an email and I say, hey, the people at, because a lot of the people at Unf America didn't know who he was either. So I said, hey, can you send me like a resume, right? Can you send me something to tell me who you are? Because I saw he didn't have a very large following. And he didn't send me a resume. He said, well, I was in some debate club or some debate tournament. And he said, and I have this email still, Destiny said that I was a really good debater.
I don't know that I said that. I said, if you ask Destiny, he'll say, maybe I did. I don't know.
And,
Now, what he is looking for here is he wants Destiny to say, Rob's a shit debater. That's what he's looking for. So let's see what happens.
Yeah. And I said to myself, I don't think Destiny would say that about him because I don't think he's very good, but maybe I'm wrong. So I figure I ask you the question right now, and I don't mean to put you on the spot here. Did you say he's a good debater?
I mean, it depends on how you're asking that question. It depends on what you mean. Like, depending on the context, like I would say Andrew Wilson is a good debater and that he's very verbally adept. And if you're not ready, like he'll run circles around you. I would say that robnoerr is a good combination of like Andrew Wilson's kind of like verbal skills. And he's also good at, he grapples with enough underlying facts that if you're not super prepared, like he'll also run circles around you. So he will do, I think he's a better version of Andrew Wilson, funnily enough. He can do substance and conspiracy, and you really have to know the facts of a thing to understand how he's twisting or lying about them. But like on the grand scale of like, is he making good?
No, notice he just said
with good solid logic.
Notice he said Andrew Wilson's a good debater. You know, cope. Rob's good. In fact, he might be better than Andrew. But I think he's a liar.
It demonstrates an actual understanding of the underlying facts.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. But in the same way that any like a flat Earth conspiracy theorist, you know, who's really adept at that can is good rhetorically, like robnoerr for sure. Yeah. So whatever.
Right.
Yeah, I would say he's a good debater, but he's very bad faith. Yeah.
Oh. Destiny, if you ever asked Rob to show you his penis, I asked Rob to show me his penis. Rob, he was in his second floor attic. Holy shit. motherfucking people. First off, here's the thing. If you're out there and you're watching and you hate me, or if you hate Andrew Wilson, like, you do understand that the people you like and think are really good know that we're really good debaters. You do get that, right? You do understand. The people that are like, you're shit, you're the worst. Yeah, I'm not. Objectively not. You're a fucking idiot. You might not like me. You might think my arguments are dog shit. But I'm a good debater. That doesn't mean I win every time or any shit like that. But I do win it. I'm just kidding. So it's so silly when you see people try to cope. This shitty bit. Like, I'll tell you right now. Here's what I think of Destiny. I think Destiny's a pretty damn good debater. I do. I think his arguments are shit. Right? I think he does a bunch of shit rhetorically that's shitty, but it comes across as good. Not only that, I'll go further than that with Destiny. I think Destiny is a tremendous entertainer. I think that I will never have the audience Destiny has, and in part because Destiny is one of the most prolific streamers who puts out the most content, and he's fucking, like him or hate him, he's entertaining. The guy's constantly involved in some drama that's like you can't take your eyes off of, or he's constantly becoming more and more hyperbolic. The fucking people want to tune in to see what's going to happen next. I've never minced words about that. Right? So the idea, like, these fucking lefties that like, oh, Rob sucks, I think he's fucking blah, blah, blah. It's like, yeah, you're a fucking idiot. Because the people on the left that you think are good debaters know I'm a good debater. They fucking know it. So spare me your bullshit. Like, secondly, with the fucking Destiny, like, Rob's bad faith and conspiracy. Oh, fuck you, man. These motherfuckers believe every conspiracy in the world that's against Trump. They bought hook, line, and sinker the entire Trump fucking Russia collusion scenario. They bought the fucking Hunter Biden laptop was fucking Russian disinformation. They bought all the bullshit in COVID. They buy all the bullshit that they selectively choose to apply about Trump with the Epstein files, etc. So once more, and it's like Destiny said at one point, I remember after I did this big debate with him, and he knew he fucking didn't do so well when I debated him years ago, like 2 years into Biden's presidency. I debated him on Politically Provoked. And after the debate, he's like talking to his audience. He's like, man, Rob, he's good rhetorically. And the thing is, watch this, what Rob does. He'll say something, and then when you prove him wrong, he jumps on to the next thing, which is exactly what Destiny did. I went back and watched the debate. I'm like, you show me, because constantly what would happen, he'd be like, show me something that says that. I'd be like, Biden and Kamala cast shade on the vaccine. Show me. Then I show him, and he's like, well, anyways, and moves on to something else. Just did what he accused me of doing. Now, I debate differently than Andrew. Andrew is usually debating things from a more philosophical perspective. So oftentimes, concepts come up that are very alien to what I have. Like, there's not a lot of debate. I'm talking about shit like, what about this Venezuela story today? What about this Epstein story today? What about who should we vote for, Republicans or Democrats? Andrew be talking about shit like, what are ethics? So we're talking usually about different things. And then I also, it's so funny because you would think it would be the opposite with Andrew and me. I have a background in debate. I debated in college. I was pretty good. Andrew didn't. Andrew was a machinist. But ironically, Andrew has more of a scholarly style of debate. Like when Andrew's debating, he's thinking about things like syllogisms and he's thinking about potential fallacies, and he knows the names of all of that shit, and he knows all about like the philosophy of like sort of truth claims. I debate more like a guy you see at the bar that's debating someone. And it's funny because I've done these like debate, like, you know, I've done on the Crucible, they'll be like, come on and do a debate lesson. And they'll be like, what type of fallacy is that? I'm like, I don't know. I know it's a fallacy. I can see that the argument's wrong, but I just kind of, I mean, I don't want to make it sound something more than it is, but it's like, I just feel it. You're like, nah, it's bullshit. I see why. It's hard for me to tell you, well, this is the exact fallacy that you've used, but I know it's bullshit. And I'm pretty fucking good. And when I debated in college, that was my strength. Everyone was more technically skilled than me. Everyone was smarter than me at the top level. But what I was good at was like a human connection. I could win that judge, that's the one who's judging. I'd say, what do I have to do to convince that guy? What does the path to victory look like? What are the most important arguments? What arguments can I concede? That was how I debated. That's what I use. I call it like an offense-defense paradigm of debate. So I'm not really looking at like, why is this argument a fallacy? Where's your truth claim come from? That's why, like with Brian Shapiro, you know, remember the whole Brian Shapiro thing started because he has this debate with Andrew that's basically about ethics. How could a person ethically support Trump? And Andrew's like, well, here, I ground my ethics in sort of Orthodox Christianity. Where do you ground your ethics? Brian has no answer. So Brian looks like a fool the entire debate. He's embarrassed. Then when Brian debates me, he's like, hey, no ethics, all that shit. Let's just talk about some of the issues of today. No problem. That's how I normally debate. What's he do? Very first question. I ask everyone this. Ethically, how could you support Donald Trump? Yeah, that's ethics. So then I'm like, instead of doing what Andrew did, which is like, okay, how do you define ethics? Instead, I'm like, let's assume that we have some vague understanding of what's ethical. So let's skip past the sort of definitional part. Now we're on to the next level. And I'll explain to you how I support someone that you think is unethical by showing you that you yourself support people that you think are unethical. Because you think there are other things that are more important. For example, Joe Biden was credibly accused of assaulting Tara Reade, and yet you supported her. Why? Well, because I thought he was better than the other guy, and I thought his policies were better. Exactly. That's why I support Trump. I don't support Trump because I think he's the most ethical man ever. Trump most likely cheated on his wife. I have no respect for that. I think that fucking sucks. And yet, what am I going to do with that? I'm not voting for the guy because I think he's the most moral person. Just like you, Brian. That was my strategy going into it. And of course, then it just became a shit show. But you see, it's the same debate, just two completely different approaches. If I had a policy debate with Andrew, I would do very good. If you ask me to sit down and have a conversation with Andrew about like ethical foundations, he's gonna fucking crush me. I don't debate like that. I'm still okay. I'm okay at debating philosophy, but I'm not great. Andrew's great at it. I'm not. I know it. I don't have any shame about it whatsoever. Now, I think I should get better at it, and I think I'm going to start doing a little more work to get better at that sort of a philosophical foundation to a lot of my arguments. But that's not my specialty, nor will it ever be my specialty. So, Destiny's making some truthful claims here, because he bitched about Andrew's, he's like, in a different clip, he's like, look, with Andrew, you feel like you debate him and you never get anywhere. And it's not satisfying. And with me, there's less of that. Yeah, but that's not because Andrew's bad. That's because Andrew's like, look, if we're going to make sort of claims revolving terms like morality, ethics, good, bad, how do we define what those things are? And a lot of people, look, I'll be honest, there are times where I watch Andrew debate or other people like Andrew debate, and not just Andrew. Keep in mind, I debated in college. So there were people that specialized in debating like that. And there were times where I'd roll my eyes and be like, come on, man. Why do I have to fucking define this term for you? You basically know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to lie. There are times I've debated Andrew and I get frustrated sometimes. But more often than not, I think I agree when Andrew's like, wait a minute. We have to fixate on this term because it matters. You're talking about the difference, like this art debate I did the other day. Objective versus subjective truth. Okay, you're going to spend a lot of time discussing those terms. It's clearly important for that debate. You know, if I just said to you, is this drawing good? Well, how do you define good? I understand why that would seem like people would roll their eyes and be like, you fucking know, but do I? I think, not only do I think this drawing's good, I think this drawing's great. Because my son did it for me. And it means a lot to me. But you might not have that connection, be like, that looks like something any 3-year-old could do. I don't think that's good at all. Okay? So how are we defining what is good? Do you see why it matters? And I hope that art debate showed I could debate philosophical principles like that. Yeah, no dinosaur, I know. But my dog's on here. Dorothy made the cut, as you can see here. You know? He also drew himself green, because green's his favorite color. So that's my son. So, you know, Destiny's not wrong that there is a difference in how me and Andrew debate. And I understand why it could be very frustrating to debate Andrew. I get it. And I have tips on how to debate Andrew, but I ain't gonna fucking give him to the left. Fuck him. I'll say this. In general, I don't understand. It was something, I'll never understand this. And it's funny because I violate my own rule. Right? Let's put it in sports terms, since I'm fucking a loser when it comes to sports, right? And I know a little more about it. If I'm a professional football team, and I'm playing a team, and it's like, this team has the best pass defense in the league. Their corners are incredible. They lead the league in interceptions. Really hard to complete a pass. But the run defense sucks. You know what I would do? Run the ball. That's what I would do. I'd say, okay, let's do what. Now, if I'm no good, if I have the worst running back in the league, I might say, well. But if I'm decent at it, I'd say I'll run the ball. I play to my strengths and my opponent's weakness. That's how I debate. So if I'm debating Andrew on something, and it's like, do you think Trump's term has been good? I'm not gonna fucking go out of my way to have a philosophical discussion with Andrew about the term good. I'm gonna try my best to find some area of agreement to the best of our ability and then move forward. Now, it may be that we can't find an area of agreement and we have to belabor the point, but that's the idea. And yeah, over and over I see with Andrew, and I saw this in college debate as well. People are like, subconsciously or consciously, I'm going to do what they're good at. So like, Erudite in her debate with Andrew the other night, like, needlessly starts taking things into the philosophical realm, and I'm like, why? Why would you do that? You know he's better at you at this portion of it. Why not just try to stay away from that as much as possible? That's what I would do. I don't get it. I'm not going to sit there and be like, well, let me talk about normative claims. Let me talk about Agrippa's trilemma. Why would I do that? I don't get it. Now, I sometimes, not stylistically, but issue-wise, I do want to debate the people that are, like, I like debating an economist on the economy, and I like debating a lawyer on legal matters. And if I'm going to debate philosophy, then I want to debate someone who finds themselves to be good at debating philosophy. But I can't tell you how many times I would coach a team and be like, listen, this team likes talking about this argument, so let's just avoid that argument. And here's how you argue that your stuff's more important. And then the team you're coaching loses, and it's like, what happened? Well, we talked about that argument the whole time. I'm like, why? Well, we thought we could win it. It's like, okay. How long have I been alive? 41 years. No, 2 hours and 8 minutes. But in general, getting back to I know I'm fucking going all over the place here. Brian Shapiro didn't get the answer he expected there, did he? Rob, there's no way Destiny would say Rob's a good debater. Yeah, he would. You dumb shit. Because I am, Brian. And you know what, Brian? You're not a good debater. Brian's not the worst debater. Brian has the talking points down. Brian's got the surface level shit. Brian figures out one argument to anything and then can say that argument or claim. And then when you're like, okay, wait a minute, let's dig a little deeper in this, he has nothing. But he can string together, and he's very good at sort of trying to control the conversation. Here's one claim. Wait a minute, let's interrogate that. Here's claim 2. Wait a minute, let's interrogate. Here's claim 3. When you force him to focus down, the first conversation I had with him when he started to flip out and talk shit on me and make it personal was because I said, Brian, you're not very good at going in depth. It's just all very shallow shit that you move on from one thing to the next. It's like, I don't know, they all of them have different strengths. Like Destiny's very rhetorically effective. Destiny, much like me, has an innate ability to find the strongest part of the argument he has and then sort of grandstand on it. And I do that too. It's not necessarily unethical or anything of that nature. That's why very rarely we'll ever look to Destiny's audience like he loses a debate. Because even if he loses 80% of the debate, that 20% that he won, he's going to blow that up. He knows when he's doing well. And he's very quick on his feet. Destiny could very much be able to see, like if it's an argument he never heard, be like, no, wait a minute, let's think through this logically. He could do that. Other shit, like, he'll sort of like go on these off-tangent arguments and then try to convince his audience that he's claimed something that he never claimed. The last time I debated Destiny, like, fucking just out of nowhere, with 10 minutes left in the debate, he's like, of course the FBI corruptly started an investigation into Trump. That's my argument for 5 years against him. See, the thing is, Destiny speaks fast, but Destiny doesn't speak as fast as I want to do it. If I wanted to talk as fast as humanly possible, I'd be able to drag Destiny out. And the thing is, he keeps going for these arguments one after the other. So what he'll do is he'll say something that's not true, and then when you point out that it's not true, he'll end up going back to it and saying, well, but actually, if you look at that, you can see the section of the case of the last time we talked about it, he was able to say that it was talking about what the FBI was talking about was something that was different to the report, but what I was trying to explain was like, even in those reports, they would say the same thing, and he just keeps saying, no, I already admitted that they were wrong. But you can see that's not the case. I don't talk like that as much in front of him. But I don't mind it. Like, I'm probably the only person, other than maybe Ben Shapiro, that could talk as fast as Destiny that does the online debate stuff. You have people like Pisco. I think Pisco, if he would drop the fucking like arrogant attitude, I think he'd be all right. Pisco his style of debate's like arguing hyperbole to the ridiculous extent. So what the yes no is about is he'll always put you in like sort of a hypothetical that you're forced to answer that makes it seem like, and then he'll try to make it seem like, well, because of that hypothetical, then I win this argument. But oftentimes it's not true. It's sort of fallacious. Because you're like, well, I could just put a counter hypothetical. Does that mean I win the argument? Well, no, right. So yes, very oftentimes the truth is some sort of threshold claim. For example, the last time I was talking to him, like Renee Good. Yeah, you could come up with hypothetical situations like, well, you know, if you're just driving down the road and a cop says, excuse me, sir, can I see you? And you try to slightly pull over, is the cop allowed to just shoot you? And it's like, well, no. Well. It's like, yeah, but that wasn't the situation. And Pisco also a lot relies on sort of jargonistic claims of the law, which he'll be better than me at the jargon of the law because I'm not a fucking lawyer and I didn't go to law school. But you see what happens when he debates someone like Ryan Mullally. Doesn't go so well. But Pisco's real weakness is like how much of an asshole he comes across as. It's devastating for him. And I don't see, like, the Pisco I talk to can oftentimes be quite likable. Pisco was very likable at Worldview. Enjoyed talking to him. Had a fun time. Sometimes when Pisco calls in the show and we're having disagreements, he sounds like a more reasonable debater. Because he'll be like, yeah, okay, but... And it's like, oh, he's not like debate pro mode. And you're like, that's more persuasive to me. I'm like, actually, it's a fucking good point, Pisco. So, like, when you see, like, his behavior, and I think it really holds him back. And I think that maybe it's because subconsciously he saw the success Destiny has and how being, like, a huge prick benefits Destiny. But the thing is, regardless of what you guys think about Destiny, somehow, and this is going to be controversial for my audience, and fuck Destiny, don't get me wrong, his whole all Republicans should fear for their life and all this shit. Fuck him. But there is something likable about Destiny while he's being a huge prick. I don't know if it's because he could weave in like sort of a sense of humor or whatever it is. It's hard to put your finger on, but Destiny's the type of guy that could be a huge asshole to his opponent. And still people are like, yeah, I can kind of accept it. Pisco doesn't have that. The diehard fans of his will be like, okay. But other than that, yeah, I know it's not for everyone. Not everyone's going to believe. There you go. See, my audience disagrees. I'm telling you, though. That's the truth. People will debate Destiny and be like, fuck him, he's a prick, but they'll debate him again. Then those same people could debate Pisco and be like, this guy's fucking insufferable. I never want to deal with him again. Yeah, Brad Marchand. That's a good example, yeah. And it's not just like people, like, there are people, I'll just go to Pisco's, like, X account. It fucking blows my mind constantly. I've told him this, too. Yeah, Erudite's like that, too. But, like, Pisco, you watch him on X, he'll be like, hey, Dave Portnoy, you know, I disagree with you. Would you like to come on and talk about it at some point? And then there's, like, you know, of course, if you're someone at Pisco's size, and I'm not saying that Pisco's probably as big as me, if not a little bigger, I don't really give a shit. But I'm not insulting that he's a small streamer. That's not what I'm saying. But he ain't Dave Portnoy, right? Dave, who runs Barstool. So when Dave doesn't respond, Pisco's next post is always like, fuck you, you fucking coward piece of shit. And it's like, what are you doing? Why don't you come on my show, you fucking coward? How about that, huh? And it's like, whoa. Where is this coming from? Like, it's just so over the top. And it's like, I get it. You want to start a fight to get a conversation that you think you'll sound good in. But I've told him this. I'm like, I think that it's a mistake. I don't know how much, maybe it is really who Pisco is. I think that a lot of it's him just acting like Destiny. And I've told him that. I'm like, I don't get it, because I've talked to Pisco and he comes across as likable, even if I disagree with him. You're like, you're a fucking idiot, but whatever. And then you watch him on like Live and Learn or some shit, and he's like, let's fucking throw all these motherfuckers in jail. Fuck Dave Portnoy, he's a fucking loser, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, okay. Someone said, where's Connor rank? Connor used to be better. The problem with Connor is that the TDS has just got him so much. Connor's a guy who could logically think through something, and he's the type of guy that's like, see, some people, like Pisco, when you get away from the law, it's not so good. He's still okay, but it's not as good as the law stuff. Connor's the type of guy that you could throw in a panel, and he could not know the topics, and he'd have something intelligible to say on all of the topics. The problem is, he's just so anti-Trump focused. I don't know if subconsciously he's so anti-Trump that he doesn't realize how bad he sounds sometimes or not. I don't know. So I think if you listen to Connor like 3 years ago when he was on panels and shit, he disagreed with me a lot. I always respected him as a debater, though. And now it's laughable. Half my interactions with Connor, it's just dog walking him. And he knows it too. That's why he's threatening to beat my ass, and he's fucking just. So I don't know. I hope it was worth it, dude. I hear his fucking Warhammer channel's good, so. But there are specific people on the left that on specific areas, I'm like, not bad. Not a bad debater. Yeah, Capital Science. I couldn't agree with that more. I think that a lot of people that came from that Destiny circle are trying to use like the mannerisms and the debate style of Destiny, and it just comes off as bad imitations. That's what happened to Twitch politics. Yet all these people, look, like them or hate them, Destiny made Twitch politics. Back when you had those debate panels and shit. And those stupid motherfucking lefties all celebrated, either openly or behind the scenes, when Destiny got the boot, because they were like, oh, good, we'll get his audience. What happened? Twitch poll died. No one gives a shit anymore. And all the people doing Destiny impressions, no one gives a fuck. You can say what you want about me. No one really debating like me. I've been doing this ever since my first debates online. Pretty much the same. I had a couple people say, you're just trying to debate like Andrew Wilson. How? I don't even think it's close. I think our styles are way different. Is it because both of us could get loud from time to time? Fuck, I've been doing that. I think Hassan's still on Twitch. Yeah, he ain't debating anyone, though. As you may have guessed. But somewhere in the list of people that I debate, Brian Shapiro falls in the slightly below average to slightly below average. I can't think of one topic that Destiny or Pisco wouldn't argue better than Brian Shapiro. Does anyone disagree with that? Or for that matter, Hutch or Josiah? Yeah, I know I'm louder than Andrew. Yeah. Oh, Kurt says his Warhammer shit isn't good. Okay, well, there you go. I wouldn't know. You know, so it's like, what's Brian bring to the table? I don't know. I guess he's a syndicated radio host. He's the best at asking to see people's penises. He's very good at that. He's a joke. The reason that Brian gets brought on these right-wing spaces is because it's nice to have an unlikable guy that you can smack around who's bad at arguing. That's it. First Amender's the best of them all. Oh. He's the best at poetry. Rob. It's about respect, Rob. Respect. That's what it's about. Andrew said this the other day on Joe Rogan. He said, you know, in those early days of Twitch Pool, there were actually better debaters, like no-name lefties, than a lot of the people you see now. And that's true. It's actually true. There'd be random lefties on there that'd be like, they're fucking in their college courses talking about Marxism. They give you the spiel, you know? Oh. I mean, so I don't know. He's not a liberal. He's voted Republican. It's all so funny to me. But that's another reason to celebrate today. Look, here's another thing, right? Honest to goodness. Now, I know the world is a weird place, right? I'm in a fucking bubble. I'm proud to be in a bubble, baby. Of rural Pennsylvania. I fucking love it here. I do. Weather sucks. Tired of the fucking snow. But I love it. Love it. But I don't know a lot of things outside it. Like, I don't know. I don't know what city life's like. And so I ask myself this a lot in life. How much of what we experience is subjective versus like a universal experience amongst people? I don't know. I just don't know. But I love it here. And for me, I have my own little subjective spaces that I see online that I'm involved with. Look at these super chats coming in. You guys are the best. So I might be wrong about this. I'll ask the audience. If I go back and I look like 4 years ago to sort of the, quote, online debate space that I guess I'm still involved with, wouldn't you say that it was dominated by left-wing voices and hosts? It's basically true, right? If I wanted to go on a panel, I was going on Dylan Burns, or I was going on Prime K's, right? And it was almost all lefties. And now it doesn't feel like that. Now I know, maybe it's because I'm subjective, but now I feel like, who's doing the debate panels? I think Prime K still does them, but Grid does them, and Speakeasy does them. And when I think of people hosting debates, Jake Rattlesnake, yeah, Wick still does them, but and then when I see the debaters, I go over to Speakeasy's channel. Look at all the people on the panel that are right-wingers, that are competent debaters, doing pretty damn good. Who are like the lefty panel debaters that you see a lot? Liberal Cluck, see him around. That soy pill guy, like to live and learn people, okay. But it used to be, my goodness, there were 50, 60 of them. They used to be everywhere. So one of the things I always said that I wanted to see, and I mean this. Now listen, I'm a selfish prick. I want money. And this is my job now. So keep sending in your super chats. But in all honesty, I really don't give a shit if I'm the best debater or I'm the best voice on the right. I don't really care. I want my worldview to win. And I meant this, and I still mean it. If someone comes up and does what I do except better, I'm going to root for them. Why wouldn't I? I never looked at it like it was a zero sum. Ooh, you know, if someone comes up and I want to blackball them. I don't want them to get attention because they'll take my spot. I don't look at it that way. I still don't know why people watch me, to be honest. I get why people watch me. I don't get why people donate. I'm fucking happy. Don't get me wrong. You know? And I think that that's what separates, and that's one advantage that we have. I'm not like a crab in a bucket. And I think the same's true of a lot of these right-wingers that you see up and coming. Not true of all. There's a lot of people on the right, too, that are like just in it for themselves. But I truly, when I see channels, I want to see Cool Vic do great. I want to see Speakeasy do great. I want to see Kurt do awesome when he's doing stuff. I want to see Tony over at Hello Listener, or Emmett, or Only Mr. Bill. Mirna Chuck. My friend Fallen Heathen. I don't do the call-in show anymore. I need to start doing it. I want to see Jay Dyer do awesome. Like, I truly do. I'm not saying that to just say, I truly do. I want us to dominate this space because I believe in this worldview. I do. And I want people that have similar worldviews of mine that are good people to do well. I'm not as much of a libertarian anymore, but I want Fabian Liberty to fucking have a great channel. I do. And, of course, that stupid Jimbo. Jake Rattlesnake. I want Jake's channel to do fucking great. So for me, it's like, I think that's an advantage. And when I talked to Andrew like 3-4 years ago, and it was like, what are our goals for this space? And that's one of the things I said. I want our top streamers to fucking be better than their top streamers. And I want our middle streamers to be better than their middle. And I want our up-and-comers to be better than theirs. And I want our debate hosts to be better than theirs. And I want our debaters to be better than theirs. And I want the people we have that's doing comedy and shit to be better than theirs. That's what I want. Victory. And when I'm looking back today and I see, on one hand, a lot of fucked up shit in this country and around the Western world, and we talk about it almost every day, I think it's worthwhile to take a step back from time to time and say, based U.S. hockey team winning gold, fuck Canada, fuck the women that are bitching about it, fuck the lefties, fuck them. Based Shia LaBeouf terrorizing New Orleans, great. Base Tourette's guy yelling racial slurs at BAFTA. You get him, buddy? Base Game of Thrones show that looks like all about like masculinity and traditional masculinity. Awesome. And I'll celebrate that. And so much of what I celebrate and that keeps me sane is that I have a great family. That's what keeps me sane. And I don't know what it is about me. And I truly mean this when I say about how lucky I am. Not just because of the people in my life, like my wife and my son and all of that, and you all that are amazing, and my neighbors and my in-laws and my parents. But for whatever reason, God gave me an ability to be optimistic. I like life. And even when I was an atheist, I did. I drank the shit out of it. Maybe I was self-destructive. But I always tried to say, like, well, how can I make everybody's day just a little better? How can I be polite? How can I contribute to something? I like being funny. I like fucking hanging out with people. I woke up, I was happy to be here. And it's only gotten better. The more I've become religious, the more that I've started a family. And I feel like I could see a bunch of bad shit in the world. And there's some horrible shit. And only but the grace of God that I haven't faced most of the horrible shit. I get that. But there's also a lot of good. There's a lot of stuff to be optimistic about. There's a lot of stuff to be cheerful about. When you really think about it all, my goodness. How lucky are we to be alive? It's really amazing. And perhaps it'll suck. Maybe shit'll fall apart. I get it. I got it. But that's been easy for me to look at my life. But a lot of times you don't get a lot of looking at things like in the politics world or the culture world that there's a lot to celebrate about. So for me, it's like, yeah, man, fuck Canada. U.S. hockey, motherfucker. Freebird. Fuck you. Having a great time. Loving it. My wife was going to give me the business because I'm like USA's winning at the end, or they're winning or a good portion of the game until the second period. And so I had Hank cheering, USA, USA. And then when they beat Canada, I was like, finally, we beat those dirty commies. And Hank's like, yeah, commies. I was like, yeah, we hate the commies. And my wife's like, please don't get your son yelling about commies. It's fun. I'm having a good time. When he's older, I'll teach him about the horrible commies. But my goodness. I thought it was a good day. And I don't think, I've thought about covering the Trump assassination attempt, and I thought about covering this fucking grooming report oh my God, it's some of the worst shit I've ever read. And then on top of all that, you know what I stumbled upon, I only saw 2 seconds of this video, and then I stopped, and it was some fucking horrible, apparently one of the worst videos you'll ever see on these kids that were kidnapped or like captured by the cartel, and really bad stuff. That shit exists, and we should. Sometimes you need to look evil in the face to confront it. But that doesn't mean that you don't stay sane by viewing the good in the world. You go fucking nuts. You know? You go nuts. Take Mexico too? I don't know. My goodness, though. America. Fucking A, man. Let's read some more super chats. So I'll keep it light today. We won't cover that fucking depressing shit. Blacksbroad, I think we read this, but it was so good we'll read it again. $10 says, not everything needs to be a subversion. Sometimes you could just make a good movie. Of course. The great Zach Gelpy, $5 for the grift. Thank you. Kyle ran a mile. $2 says, kid's a Chad. Yeah, he is. The one that got slashed. The great Unforced Ego. How you been, my friend? $50 says, better version of Andrew Wilson. Thank you. I don't know if it's true, but everybody has their taste. But thank you. I appreciate it. Blasterbot, $10 says, I think Destiny might be a better debater than Brian, but he probably never asked to see Rob's penis. Probably. Yeah, Brian, as far as I know, is winning that. He is winning the debaters that have asked to see my penis award. For whatever it's worth. he's exactly tied with every other debater that's seen it, which is 0, but he has asked more than the rest of them. So take that for what it's worth, you know? Clayton Grant Gordon, thanks so much, man. 3 months a member, really appreciate it. Fedor, how's it going, man? $10 says, I got pulled over by an aggressive cop tonight. He yanked me out of the car and asked where I was between 5 and 6. I said kindergarten. Things went downhill from there. Yes, I would have laughed. Intel Wild, $5 says, Rob, great show as always. USA! Thank you, Intel Wild. Always appreciate it. Fedor, another $2, says, Bubba Boy Rob, thanks. And then look at this, Chad, $75. Thank you again, Intel Wild. Congrats to our Olympic hockey team. F Canada. Now you're talking. Thanks, man. Captain Planet, 10 gifted subs. Thank you. Kyle ran a mile, becomes a member. Thank you. 10 gives 5. Thank you. Says we donate because we value perspective. Because believe in you as an individual, pray for your success, of course, the whip wheel. Of course. No, I do appreciate it. I do know. I know, look, I'm not a total naive idiot. I know why people donate to a degree, but it's still humbling. It really is. And it means a lot to me. It really does. So thank you all. Intel Wild, $50 says, watching from behind, I'm at the Shia arrest partying thing, but love you, Rob. Never stop destroying the liberal lunatics worldview. Thank you. I will not. Not Voltaire, member for 3 months, says, get a membership. All the cool kids are doing it. That's true. And by the way, go to robnoerr.shop and get all your Normal America merch. All the cool kids are also doing that. You too could have a cool Normal America hat, shirt, or hoodie. And remember, we're going to incrementally put more merchandise with different designs and colors up there. robnoerr.shop. In addition, there's also a lot of my videos are kept up there. So check it out. Wade Boggs then gives 20 memberships. What a Chad, as always. Thank you. And then the great Intel Wild's another 50. Says, gonna do better than that, Wade. Oh, shit. I like that. You want a small chair? That's not a bad idea. Normal America chairs. Yeah, see? I love it, Wade. Good stuff. By the way, thank you. 52 people watching over on Rumble. Thank you, Rumblers. Rob raps about rap. Dude, no, seriously. I've been talking about the song Regulate forever. And someone on X did a fucking full video on it. I couldn't believe it. I about died. I was like, that's my bit. It was pretty good, though. He did well. Let's see if I could find it. It's very depressing. I'll have to look up another rap song and, you know. Yeah, I know. We could go all night talking about Simba. Quite the ladies, man. The Ice Dancer's pretty good. Liking the Simba. Someone was telling me over on Pisco's channel today, he had someone that said people like me should be locked. Did he specifically say me? Oh, I can give memberships, can I? I think I could figure that out. I've done it before. I have the power. Let's check. Bam! Maybe. Oh, yeah! Look at that. Oh, yeah. And then maybe. Bam! There you have it. Enjoy your memberships. Bam! I forgot I could gift them. No problem. I hope you guys enjoy the memberships. Look, once the new computer gets in, we're going to start doing some... I'm going to try to start doing some members-only content and shit like that. I promise, I'm not always a lazy piece of shit. The truth is, there was a lot going on with the Crucible and stuff like that, and it seems to be sort of hitting a crescendo, and then hopefully a plateau. So it'll give me more time to work on some stuff myself for this channel. Or maybe I'll join the men's hockey team and go win the Four Nations here in a couple years, you know? See, Chris Conn would enjoy his membership if he had one. Well, maybe someone will generously donate some more memberships. I don't know. No, we're not going anywhere yet. I'm sticking around, but I'm just looking. Who's on tonight? Oh, let's see. Oh, my man Ryan's talking. We'll try to raid him if he's still on later tonight. He'll probably be gone by the time I'm done, though. Yeah, the eagle crushing the goose. Hell yeah! Look at Albert himself over there on Kick. What up? Thank you to my Kick audience. Mucho appreciated. It's been a great damn night, though, hasn't it? MT Alex, $5 says you got fucked on the chlorophyll question. Yeah, I know. Jake and Mystery, they act like they're bitter enemies, but the rotten pricks are collaborating on the trivia shit. Now, I should be doing another no prep debate on Speakeasy's channel this Thursday, so I don't know who my opponent is or what the topic will be, but I enjoy them. I hope you can tell I enjoy them. Look, I fucking love debating. I don't know if you can tell. Like, I talked about art. I debated about art for 6 fucking hours. And I don't know shit about art. But I like debating. I would have stayed too, but I knew that Chris Lestrange had to leave, my opponent. So I was like, all right. You know? But I love debating. I'd do it every night if I could. If they could set up a different opponent every night, I would do it. Is the tariff ruling exaggerated? Yeah. It's not as bad as people are saying. Chlorophyll, more like chlorophyll. Today, Junior. Love me some Billy Madison. Look at this absolute legend. Shoreline Skirt. 50 gifted memberships. Thank you so much, man. Really appreciate it. I do have some emails to catch up on, so I'll get to them this week. Couple questions and things people have asked me, so I apologize. It's been crappy. Weird situation come up today. I'll talk about it months from now. You guys will get a hoot out of the situation I'm dealing with. Pretty funny, but we'll save it till there's more to talk about on it. But my life's been pretty damn good here recently. But yeah, Jake and company screwing me over on the trivia questions. There's a lot to cover tomorrow. There's a lot of crazy shit. So we're going to have fun. Now I owe one whip song. Yeah, it's State of the Union tomorrow, right? Yeah. Forgot all about that. The Great Wade Boggs did donate for one whip song. And so, look at this. That's not the rules. So now it's the part where everyone leaves. I get it. I would leave too. I don't know if I'll stream the State of the Union. I'll have to see. I honestly kind of hate, I'll explain in a minute, a Mongolian throat. I kind of hate streaming that stuff because I like to listen to it. And from the perspective of, do you want to hear me or do you want to hear the actual State of the Union? I would rather hear the State of the Union. So I always feel like talk about it afterwards. Anita says, hey, Rob, do you mind if I have a membership? No, go ahead and buy one. I'm out of gifted memberships, though. Someone will have to gift some.
We're still waiting for the play-by-play, not just the short, but the play-by-play of Disney on Ice. Like, did you imagine Avarice out there whipping around on ice with a skate?
These were Chads out there. They weren't. They weren't doing all this stuff.
No. Oh,
no, that shit wasn't happening. No,
son of a god.
Yep. Sorry. All right, enjoy your Mongolian throat whip song real quick. Oh, it's a long one. Yippee. All right, enjoy this, and then I'll be right back.
There's a way. We don't wanna go to war today, but the Lord of the Lash says, nay, 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 we're gonna march all day, all day, all day, where there's a whip, where there's a whip. There's a way. Left, right, left. Where there's a whip, there's a way. Left, right. Says we're gonna fight, we're gonna march all day and night and more, for we are the slaves of the Dark Lord's war.
Hey! Yeah. Have I rude Andrew's debate? Which one? He had like 3. Nah, I didn't review any of the new ones. Maybe I'll do it later in the week. I'll review one of the debates. Everybody reviews those debates, so I feel bad. It's like, well, I review the debate and everyone else reviews the debate. Where's the donut bar? What's up, Bear? $505. What's up, old Joe? Great to hear from you today, man. So yeah, I do need to review more debates though. I enjoy reviewing the debates. It's good content and I like it. So we're going to start doing more of that. Too weird. But no, I heard he did very well out there. It's a lot. 4 days of debates. Benghazi, what's happening? $5 says some trivia. Canada and Australia are member states of the Commonwealth of Nations. Totally not a conspiracy. What a good night, right? Just think about that. We're here, man. What a fun night. Make fun of the Canadians, the feminists, the people that don't like Tourette's. Look at this. Our good friend Wade Buggs. Oh, man. My son got these monster trucks. Some of them are like X-Men. So he's got a Wolverine monster truck and like a Sentinel. You remember the Sentinels and the X-Men, like the big robots they'd fight? He's got one of them. And then he's got like a one that looks like a dinosaur skeleton. We were playing monster trucks before he came up today. He's hilarious, man. Because he'd be like, we'll watch videos once in a while. And he'll watch videos of like, with me with like Minecraft, where someone will be like, oh, we made new monsters, new mobs in Minecraft. I don't know shit about Minecraft, but we'll watch it. So you can see him emulating that. So he'll be like, what if there's a big dragon, an ender dragon? How are the monster trucks? What powers do they have to fight the ender dragon? So we were doing that before I came upstairs before he went to bed tonight. It was a lot of fun. Wake up tomorrow, see my son off to school. My wife drives him. I stopped. I sleep in at this point because I stay up late doing this. But he'll go to school. He'll come back. Shitty snow came back. Supposed to snow more. He'll have a good mood about it, though. Took his shoes off the other day. I didn't realize it. He's hopping out of the car. He's like, oh, my feet are cold. I was like, why? And look, he's just in his socks. I'm like, what are you doing? He's so crazy. He's just, what a great kid, man. My wife's amazing. She's making potato soup at some point this week. She makes phenomenal potato soup, my wife makes. Very, very good. Truly blessed. Lucky guy I am. Yeah, fatherhood, definitely. All right. I've stalled long enough. Lord of the Nerds, $5 says, I heard Dev was on Wick shouting about how rightoids are scared to debate him. What's your take on any, if any, on SFO? What's SFO? SFO versus Rob would be very interesting. I don't know who SFO is. Maybe is it like I know that's an acronym. I'm trying to think. Steven SFO, I don't know. San Francisco Orchestra, probably good. Oh, Short Fat Otaku. I don't know him. I've heard the name, but I don't know. I just don't know. But I'd debate. I don't give a shit. Wade Boggs, $100. I said, it's better than one whip song, two whip songs. I suppose. As long as the audience hates it as much as I do, that's the important thing. You know, that's what's really important. If they hate it as much or more than me, then it's a win. Oh, opera. Wow. Okay. Brace yourself. You ready? Here we go.
Where there's a whip, there's a way. Where there's a whip, there's a way. We don't want to go to war today, but the Lord of the Lash says nay, nay, nay. We're gonna march all day, all day, all day. Where there's a whip, there's a on the back says we're gonna fight. We're gonna march all day and night and war. For we are the slaves of the Dark Lord's war.
Don't worry, it's not over yet. We did it. My goodness. Don't we all feel great? I hope Wade feels great. Yeah, cue the fireworks. I actually hope everyone's pissed except Wade. I'm telling you, sometime here in March, we're going to do the Wade Boggs Whip-a-thon, and it's just going to be me and Wade. Just whip songs all night on discount. And everyone's going to be like, this is the dumbest shit I've ever heard. What are we doing here? And I'll be like, yeah. I agree. But it must happen. Yeah. So we'll get it set up in March. We'll do it some night. So this week I have, like I said, I got Thursday's the only day I have something planned other than normal shows, which is we gonna do speakeasy debate, another no prep debate. Can't wait to smack the next person around. What the fuck are we gonna talk about next time? We got art. Russia should take over the EU. What was bass guitar's topic? Trump doesn't respect the Constitution. Please bring it on. Now we're only roughly $390 away from the goal tonight. Surely someone's about to donate that amount. But that's okay if not. It's still been a tremendous, spectacular, amazing evening. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope brought a little levity Oh my goodness. Shoreline skirt coming through. $100 for another whip song. All right. All right. You know, I actually canceled out of the whip wheel. I thought we were done. I gotta bring it back up. Good work, Shoreline. Here we go. Don't be something too long or too stupid. Of course. I think this one's short, though. See, I feel like people are going to feel cheated. But here you go.
Where there's a whip, there's a way. Where there's a whip, there's a way. We don't want to go to war today, but the Lord of the Lash says nay, nay, nay. We're gonna march all day, all day, all day. Where there's a whip, there's a way. Where the whip, where the whip, where there's a whip, the whip. We're gonna fight, we're gonna march all day and night and more. For we are the slaves of the dark Lord's war. There's a way, there's a way out.
Hey! Gorilla Biscuit, 2 memberships. Thank you. Don't do Shoreline like this, respin. I did the rules are the rules. Just one time. One time for Shoreline. We'll also give him the original.
Where there's a way. There's a way. 채찍 있는 곳에는 방법이 있습니다. 채찍 있는 곳에는 방법이 있습니다. 채찍 있는 곳에는 방법이 있습니다. 우리는 오늘 전쟁에 나가고 싶지 않지만 채찍질의 구주는 아니 우리는 하루 종일 We're gonna march all day. all day. 왼쪽 오른쪽 왼쪽 오른쪽 왼쪽 나비는 곳에는 방법이 있음이며 우리가 싸울 거라고 하더군요. 우리는 밤낮으로 행진할 것입니다. 우리는 어둠의 군주 전쟁의 노예이기 때문입니다. For we are the slaves of the dark Lord's war.
There. Only for Shoreline skirt. One time. I don't know. It says that you have a membership. If you have a membership, maybe it I don't know. That was just regular K-pop. This sucks more than Brian Shapiro. Bold claims. Very bold. Yeah, the only other language one we have. All right. If we wound down, we're only 300 away. We could theoretically get to the goal. Only 300. Not gonna make it. I love that. I think you should leave. I quote that a lot. You sure about that? You sure about that? It show's funny as shit. It's a good sketch show. Yeah, only 3 more whip songs. That's true. I'm sure if 2 other people do one, Wade will put the 3rd one in. I'm sure Wade would do that. But we need to get 2 other people to donate $100. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. A whip song trained on Brian's voice. Brian Shapiro hit song, Show Me Your Penis. Rob, show me your penis. Your second floor attic. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if AI's caught up to Brian Shapiro technology. I just don't know. I don't know if it's that good. It'll just be like, no thanks. Brony big time says, don't look at me, I'm poor. Okay. Rob. It's called respect. It's a little thing called respect. Okay? Let me give you a little clue. It's called respect. Sweet Lord. A little thing called respect. Nice. Rob. It's funny though, isn't it? Oh my goodness. Well, folks, I believe it's that time tonight. It's 1 a.m. my time. It's been a fun show. State of the Union tomorrow. That'll be fun to cover. So we'll cover that. Then we got, thank you so much, Unacceptable Chinese Gordon over on X. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. So it should be a good show tomorrow. We're going to raid over to Speakeasy. Yeah, that's the difference between people like you and I, Rob. Rob, show me your penis. Should be a fun show tomorrow night. State of the Union. Plus, there's some other stuff going on. So I hope people appreciate it. We tried to keep it light tonight on purpose, intentionally. We'll be back to bitching about the world tomorrow. Don't worry. I will be on the extravaganza tomorrow at 5 p.m. So that's the Crucibles Rumble show. And then around 10 p.m. or so, I don't know, just tune in. Keep your eye on it at some point after the State of the Union, or maybe during it. I will stream. So should be fun. It was a fun night. I agree, Wade. I had a good time. Old Canada, our silver medal land, true patriot love. For Indians who took over our country, we have lost our only sport event to America. That's all I got. I did see someone did a full version of that song. It was actually quite funny. Our good friend Level 4 Lobster. Thanks much, man. Thanks for all you do. Thank you. Hope you and the family are doing well. Now, full disclosure, as far as national anthems go, I actually like the Canadian one. I think it's got a nice beat to it. I enjoy. Ain't no Star Spangled Banner, though. Let's be honest. Whooped her ass again. Poor Canada, though. Jeez Louise. What do they got left going for them? Where's Crisco tonight? He's devastated. I asked Mr. E. We were getting ready for the extravaganza. I'm like, what'd you think, man? And he's like, it's exactly what you would expect Mr. E to say. He's like, what's bullshit that they decide the game in 3-on-3? Like, that's just stupid. Sure it is. Sure. They do have syrup. They still got that. All right. Enjoy the raid of Speakeasy. Thanks so much, everyone. Thank you to Avarice. Thank you to my editor, Blackout. They're the best. Thank you so much to all of my moderators who are awesome. Everyone who donated tonight. You guys are the best. Thank you to everyone who chatted. Everyone who liked the videos. Everyone on Rumble. Everyone on Kick. Everyone on X. Even Twitch. And definitely YouTube. Thank you guys all so much. You guys are amazing. we're going to raid out to Speakeasy. I think they're doing some sort of debate, so give him some love. If you're on YouTube, just subscribe if you haven't. Say hi. Say, hey, Rob sent us. He hopes you guys are having a great night. I've increasingly seen the jokes about Charlie Kirk coming back online. Just take a minute. Never forget what they did. Killed him, father, a husband, made fun of his family, and continue to do so. And don't forget, that's what the stakes are. Apparently people were saying other streams tonight, left-wingers were talking about locking up even commentators like me. And they're serious. So never forget it. So take a moment, say a prayer for Charlie Kirk and his family. Don't forget what the stakes are. But also don't forget, have a little fun in life. So I hope you enjoyed the show tonight. We'll see y'all Crucible Rumble channel tomorrow, 5 p.m., and then my channel around 10. Thanks so much, everyone. As always, have a good one.
Only in America is it possible to say, you know what, I don't like the way the country is going, and to do something about it. Take that risk. Take that leap of faith. Stay involved. Trust God and act obediently. Romans 12:2 verse. That God will use all things, for good for those who love him. It's bigger than you. I want you to remember that. It is bigger than you. It's bigger than me. You are here to make somebody else's life better, the pursuit of liberty and freedom. You know what gives me strength? The hundreds of thousands of you that say, Charlie, keep going.
1 Corinthians 5 and 15. So that's all pretty amazing evidence, not just intra-biblical evidence, but extra-biblical evidence that Jesus Christ was a real person. He lived a perfect life. He was crucified, died, and rose on the third day, and he is Lord and God of all.